right, what do you got?
I think I can prove to a judge that both of these men had the mens rea.
What the hell is a mens rea?
It's a legal term the lawyers use. It just means the intention to commit a crime.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Mens rea?
Put the cuffs on him.
How could we have gotten mens rea? We take blood? Can you do it without taking blood? We both use condoms. How is this possible? I want to see a doctor. Can I have an independent blood test?
Money!
I feel sick.
What are you doing?
Mens rea! Oh! Oh! My God!
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Cuddy say can't hang.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Oh, good.
He said that he's in great pain and he wants to know if you can help him.
All right, would you tell him to just relax and I'll be back as soon as I can with some medicine.
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, whatever position you're doing it in, whyever you're doing it. I'm glad you're doing it here. I am Legal Vices. Welcome to Legal Vices. That's me. That's the channel. That's all of us. You, the Vice Squad. We're glad to have you here. Day 15, morning in Florida versus YNW Melly is on the menu. We're going to be waiting for court to start. Nothing up on Law and Cuck right now, but they said they're going to start their broadcast in 8 minutes, and then they'll go live to court whenever that happens. So we just don't know. The B handler Remington has been sent a link. She hopefully will be here. Oh, she says she's joining very soon. So all right, we will get we'll get all the other stuff out of the way while we wait for her. Then we'll give a little bit of a background. We'll catch up. But first, as always, is the cocktail of the day. It's an easy cocktail if you're standing up. It's really complicated if you're doing this sitting down at a desk. So I'm going to do it the best I can. I hope I pull it off because it's a great cocktail. It's a whiskey sour. We were talking about this on my F Friday stream. Because Ian Runkle the Bailey had just had one. I was talking to Megan Fox, the journalist, not the thumbs, about a whiskey sour cocktail, and Steve wanted to know what Steve Gosney wanted to know what a whiskey sour was. I thought, well, hey, that's interesting because I plan on making a whiskey sour on Monday. So that's what we're going to be doing today. You only need 4 things. 3 if you want to make kind of a wussy one. You need bourbon, lime juice, syrup, and egg white. The egg white is what, if it doesn't have egg white in it, it's not a whiskey sour. It's delish. So, all right, let's give this a try. Let's give today's cocktail of the day a try. Sitting down at a desk for the first, hey, Steve Gosney. No, Steve, Steve Gosney's here to witness live and in person the whiskey sour. And you need the egg white. That's what gives it the foam. Without the egg white, it would just be this yellowish, colorless mess. But the foam looks so gorgeous on top. So let's get down to business here. Okay, you want to start out with 3 ounces, 1 ounce. Boy, let's just start that all over again. Do not get confused. Okay, today's cocktail is the whiskey sour. You want to start out with 30 centiliters or 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Add that to a shaker filled with ice. Then add half an ounce or 1.5 centiliters of simple syrup. It's already in here. And then you're going to want to add 1.5 ounces of bourbon. I'm using Weller Special Reserve, just getting rid of the bottle here. So add 1.5 ounces of that. And then you're going to want to put on the cap. Ooh, just about made a mess. Put on the cap. Give it a good shake. Get it chilled. And once that's nice and chilled, then you're going to want to do something, which, yep, I knew I would boomer it. Let's see what we can do here. Then you're going to want to strain it into another glass. I will strain it into my emergency glass here, which is small. I hope it all fits in there. So you want to strain off the whiskey and the simple syrup and the lemon juice. And then you want to dump out the ice into another glass. And throw that away, and then add the white of 1 egg to the empty container. And then you're going to want to add the whiskey back in with the egg white. And as I mentioned before, when soon as that whiskey hits that egg white, it actually starts to cook the egg white. And if anybody has any of these for a little power, your power drinks, your protein shakes, this is a magic. This is a magic. Drop that right in. No ice, just the spring. And then you want to shake the hell out of this for about 30 seconds, as hard as you can. You're going to create this lovely foam. This is the secret here, the egg white and getting that spring moving. Preferred whiskey for this recipe, anything, like a mid-range whiskey. Don't use the worst, don't use your best. Your Knob Creek, Weller. All right, I've given this a good shake. Now we pop the top off again. Put our strainer on, and then we strain it into our cocktail glass. Look at how nice and creamy that is. And then that foam just comes right. This is all the egg white foam right here at the end. Perfection. Look at that. Look at that nice foam that's on there. Now that's not the end. Then, if you can take like an eyedropper with some Angostura bitters and just drop a little bit of Angostura bitters on top. And then you have your perfect, absolutely amazingly beautiful, gorgeous whiskey sour cocktail. Foamy. Oh, I love whiskey sours. That is so hard to do when you're sitting at a desk. You just can't have everything to pour everything into right in front of you. And good luck to my Clippy person to figure out how in the hell to squeeze all of that into 1 minute. All right, that's the whiskey sour. What are bitters? Bitters, it's an herb liqueur. I mean, it comes in a little bottle. If you go into pretty much any grocery store in the U.S., assuming you're in the U.S., or liquor store, whatever, they will all have bitters. It's essentially a liqueur that's made from just different herbs. Like orange bitters will be made from oranges. The Angostura bitters has just tons of different herbs and spices in it, and they distill it down into just a very aromatic bitters. It's just decoration and adds just a little tinge of flavor. All right, we're still watching Nothing Happening. Nothing Happening on Law and Crime. We clipped with Benny Hill music. Now we have to keep our daily cocktail thing as serious as possible because weirdly people watch that. Dr. Pepper equals no. Spray foam. No! Do it right. See, this is what the egg white does. Without that egg white, you wouldn't have that amazing white foam on top. It would just be this weird colored stuff. Don't be afraid of egg whites. It's no taste whatsoever. Should have waxed the stash for a whiskey sour day. But yes, Steve, you need to try a whiskey sour. They're great. So all right, let's see what's been happening here since I've been cocktailing away. Lacey Pettit. Lacey Pettit. Here we are. And again, I mentioned this last stream. All of you guys, like last week when I started doing this, were like, oh, look, the boomer, he's cutting and pasting old comments. He's busted, he's broken, he's a boomer. No, because these monthly chats, these monthly member chats, they just show up in the feed. So if I'm not looking at the actual video feed, I don't see your monthly membership chats. I'm tired of missing those. And then I can't highlight them and I can't bring them up on screen. The only thing that StreamYard lets you bring up are the super chats and the new member notifications. So in order to give some priority and give some love and show some thanks to the people that give these monthly membership chats, I've started cutting and pasting them. I'm not boomering. I'm not double posting things. I'm reposting other people's messages so that I can bring them up like this. And thank you, Lacey Pettit, who's been a member for 6 months of the Bent Halos and Broken Wings. Says, hi, Jeff. Hi, Lacey. So everybody that was like boomer, you can all apologize right now. Stand in line I'll stand in line. I'll accept your apologies one at a time. You were the no. Steve Gosney sent you a clip of the Weber State Championship cheerleading team if you need some drinking video. Thank you for sending me the cheerleader clips, Steve. You're the man. Whiskey sour is one of my favorite cocktails. Yes, it's one of mine too. It's perfect for hot summer nights like tonight. Which came first, the egg or the whiskey sour? Hopefully the egg, and they never made a whiskey sour without egg. Seriously, don't be afraid of the egg white. It doesn't taste like anything. And the alcohol will take care of all of anything bad that might be in it. This is 2023. There's not like bad eggs laying around. Legal advice, I have orange bitters for my old fashioned. Ooh, yeah. Would it work for? Yeah, maybe it would work for whiskey sour. Any kind of bitters, use your favorite bitters. And also orange bitters in an old fashioned is really good. Hey, Ron, I love my whiskey sours, but my favorite recipe is 1.5 shots Teelings, 1 shot lime juice, top off with, I don't know what that is. That's not a whiskey sour. That's sort of kind of like an Irish Ricky. It's like an Irish Ricky. Not an old fashioned though. Thank you so much for the super chat and the Irish Ricky recipe. Jeff doesn't like weird colored stuff. Oh, I love weird colored stuff. Yay. I started the copy and paste for members chats. Haha. Did you? Sorry, Flux. Did you do it? Sorry, Flux. I didn't see you do it. I didn't know you were doing it, but I'll give credit to you because clearly you did it before I did, but I never saw you do it. I got the idea from Legal Mindset Andrew. Perhaps he got it from you. I don't know. Yeah. Assuming, just got back. Going to be a trial today, or is Raven Liberty still sick from seeing her own reflection? Oh, that's harsh. Yeah, that's hard. That's harsh. She should be here because Law and Crime seems to think she's here. So there we go. Jeff, the owner operator of Kentucky Fried Chicken, his slogan is finger looking good, or so I've heard. KFC is finger looking good, and as we may have mentioned about 503 times here on the stream, the actual first Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise was in Salt Lake City. Yes, Salt Lake City, Utah is home of the world's first Kentucky Fried Chicken. Before that, there was just the one little recipe that Harlan Sanders had that was called something like Sanders Fried Chicken or something like that. Yes, the world's first KFC, the world's first Kentucky Fried Chicken is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Where the handler, she said she was coming soon. We'll just have to see. So, all right, while we're waiting for B Handler to show up, I can't do the poll until there's someone here that can talk or we start the video. As soon as I get some free time where I'm not the only one talking to the camera, I'm going to set up a poll. I'm going to change my hat because this is my Maritime Monday hat that I was wearing during my last stream last hour. That's the two things I need to do. Set up a poll and change hats. This hat is really hot. It's like really thick wool, designed for those Polish winters with fishing Polish people fishing up in the Arctic in the middle of winter. So it's really blazing hot for summer. I might die of heat stroke. Hope not though, because that would suck. All right. So what have we been missing on the Melly trial? Well, wouldn't the 441 of you watching now like to know? There's only 153 likes. Come on, people. 153 likes and 441 of you here. Literally like 250 of you haven't done your job or whatever my lawyer math says. Get down there and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We are pushing our way towards 54,000 subscribers. Got to do the subscriber grift, and then we'll do it again in about an hour and a half. But right now we currently have, what does Mr. Phone say? Mr. Phone says we have 53,886 subscribers. And again, YouTube's just doing its thing. Go up to 53,900, then to 85, then to 900, then to 85. It's a thing. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It would do me a world of pleasure, and I would love you very much if you would just help me out. All right, that's enough of that grift. Super chat rules will be in effect, not required, but every super chat will get read and acknowledged. That is the promise that I can make to you. You part with your hard-earned money to support me and my channel. The very, very, very least I can do is guarantee that your super chat gets read and responded to. The other chats we just try to get to as they come along. No poll, no like. We'll get to there, Cody. Cody the Bum, just stick with us until the handler gets here and she can talk while I do that. Flux, do you ever crop dust the receptionist? I just hope that's not a euphemism, because crop dusting someone means something different usually where I'm from. Ag biochemist, hey Jeff and chat, last Friday while you were on Hunley's channel, I passed my PhD defense in biochemistry at Kansas State. Just wanted to thank you for streaming while I spent lots of time writing. Congratulations, Dr. Ag Biochemist. You worked hard. That's a super accomplishment. Super chat for a super accomplishment for a super person. Thank you so much. Nicholas Starov's Trial Watch. Irish Redhead, 3 ounces of Irish whiskey. Do I want to finish? Okay, 1 ounce of grenadine. Okay, there comes the redhead part. 6 ounces of Sprite. Just use tonic water. 1 lemon wedge and 1 lime wedge. Okay. That might be something to try, because we're going to do some Irish whiskey-based cocktails later on this week. We might have to throw that one in, but I'm gonna go with tonic water or soda. I'm going to go with soda water instead of Sprite. I can't stand the chemically, sugary taste of Sprite. Thank you very much for that idea, Nicholas. All right, that takes care of our super chats. That gives our is that a Freddie Mercury Funko pop over Jeff's shoulder? It absolutely is. Good eye on you, Read by Nature. I own 3 Funkos. We've discussed these before. My first one was Tom Baker's Doctor Who. Doctor number 4. That was my first Funko Pop I ever bought. My second one is Freddie Mercury. And the one that I just got a month or so ago is the Alice Cooper Welcome to My Nightmare version. This is actually my favorite one now. This is just great. Yeah, those are my 3 Funko Pops. All right. Put this back. All right. Yes. Okay, question for chat. Okay, there's so many cities that lay claim to being the first to invent the ice cream sundae. Here in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, says they're the first. Let's solve this mystery. Everybody has to be the first of something, and they're usually wrong. Like Elijah Craig claims to be the very first bourbon. Not even close. There are records of bourbon made decades before Elijah Craig was a thing. So, yeah. All right, let's see. Any other questions here in chat before we get to the update? And this annoys Flux that I take them out of the boxes. I take everything. I throw all of my boxes, all of these giant Dark Souls things. The boxes are just gone. I don't buy them to keep them in the boxes. I buy them to interact with them and see them, and just put them in the boxes is just weird. It was also mine, Simple Pleasures. Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. My mother took me there at an impressionable 8 years of age. That was also my very first concert in 1977. Nicholas Starr of Trial Watch again. Viking Redhead. Last 1/3 in an Irish whiskey bottle. 1/3 of grenadine. Top with soda water. Drop some lime juice in. Add a long straw. Okay. Hi. Right. So let's do a little catch up here before we get caught by the court. Hopefully Behandler will join us soon. Behandler, join us soon. My head is hot. I need to change my hat. Gosh, trying to make sense of. First of all, Law and Crime finally put their guilty, not guilty, hung jury thing up today. I'm voting not guilty just to. There you go. Yeah, just to skew their tab. They're 58% of Law and Crime say not guilty, 36% say guilty, and 6% say hung jury. And again, Law and Crime chat is full of Melly supporters who are unreasonably sure of their boy Melly's innocence. Will they make a Melly Funko Pop? Nah, I don't think I ever got that success. If I was stuck in a box my whole life, I'd be really depressed too. Because we all know you don't want to be stuck in the box. Because if you're stuck in the box, everybody always asks the same question.
Put the gun down.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
Yeah, see, I'm tired of that question, so I just take them out of the box, and people can see what's in the box. All right, what we gained from Melly last week. Two important things from the investigator that isn't really an expert in cell phone technology of any sort whatsoever, who was testifying as if he knew what the hell he was talking about. Which there were some great fireworks. I'll be uploading some clips of the fireworks with the prosecution and the defense, especially the defense yelling at the judge for letting this lead detective testify about the extraction of cell phone data. But what we got from that was that Melly was having problems with his mother and at least one of the two of the deceased, Juvie in particular, about money. He was given the money, and apparently he didn't feel like he was getting a lot in return. He felt they were kind of trying to live off of him. He's like, yeah, okay, I made you the CEO, but yeah, you're the face, but I'm still the CEO. All of this stuff, and lots of arguments about money. The implication by the prosecution then is that because they were having disagreements about money, he murdered him. He murdered his best friend over some money. That's what I think the prosecution wanted us to walk away with as far as testimony again. And all of this testimony, they've been going for 3 days, putting in videos, putting in text messages, ridiculous text messages that are utterly indecipherable to anybody and don't really mean anything as far as proving murder. All of this, the pictures, the stills, the text messages have all been coming in to try to establish that this phone that's not registered to YNW Melly, that actually has Sack Chaser's name as the name on the phone, was the actual primary phone used by the defendant. We got that point really quickly into the first couple of days, first couple of hours of them doing it on day one. It's just been overkill. They put in 525 pictures, an absolute F ton of videos, and hours of text messages. We got the point. We know it's his phone. There can't be anyone out there that's watching this trial with even half of their attention that would have any question that this was his telephone. And all right, court looks to be here. Let's see what we're doing. Ooh, that's loud. We've got closed captions. Not only do we have closed captions, we have Beat Handler.
Good morning. Good evening.
This is Bradley. Yeah. Nope.
Sorry, I'm late. Have I missed anything?
Yes, the judge is tired of this excrement. He wants this to be done.
He looks not happy.
And while nothing's going on, we have to welcome our superstar B handler Remington, who has gone viral on TikTok with a 5 million view tweet. She has a tweet that was viewed 5 million times. And Elon Musk himself, the busiest man, the richest man on planet Earth, took time out of his schedule of being the richest man on Earth to answer her text directly. So Elon is communicating with our B handler Remington. She's getting 5 million view tweets, and she still has graced us with her presence. Thank you for remembering the little people, Chandler, after your viral appearance in the Twitterscape.
Well, you said TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, but
did I say TikTok?
Yeah,
I meant Twitter.
Thank you for that.
5 million view Twitter.
Yes, I'm very famous.
One tweet, 5 million views.
Yeah, all
with
I did
Daddy
was
Elon commenting.
All I did was complain about my shitty therapist, and then all of a sudden everybody was replying to it. I really don't know how to react to it still, but yeah, that's been weird. Kind of cool. Don't know about that. Thank you.
All right, Judge is back. I'll save you some. I'll mercy, give you a mercy here.
Thanks for embarrassing me, Jeff. Good morning.
5 million tweets, 5 million views on a tweet.
It's
Bring,
yes.
manual to me? Yes.
Damn it. Show us your tweets, Chandler.
You're a great hype man, Jeff.
Nice tweets, Chandler.
Thank you.
Oh, they're just coming right in with the jury. It's like, all right, everybody sit down, shut up, and bring the jury in. I like that. I like that. And now we're still muted. Hey, there we go.
Defendant, the counsel, the assistant attorneys, one of our jurors is saying, I got your message, your note, and I shared it with the attorneys. I don't quite understand. I guess, are you indicating this is a financial hardship to you? It said your work, but you're truly needed there, but it says your pay is short by a substantial number. And so I don't know if you're telling us it's a financial hardship on you to continue, or what you really mean by the message.
Well, I really said for parts in the beginning, but since I was talking to be questioned about the internet and all that, I'm like, no, I'm just done with it.
Well, nobody tries to embarrass anybody, and I know you wrote in here about trying to be embarrassed. We're not. It's just something came up, and we just inquired the jury what's going on, if there's an issue or not an issue. And so the question in this message is you're suggesting that on one end you want to be the alternate, so I would like to be an alternate. And then it goes on and says that your pay is short, and it seems like it's causing you financial hardship. So
It hasn't caused me a hardship, but like I said, since I feel like I'm really not needed here anyway, since I was questioned, just get to go to work. I mean, if I have to sit and then be an alternate, I just choose to be alternate.
If I have to sit here and be an alternate, I just as soon go home.
I was doing something wrong.
let me stop. No.
Yeah, that ain't how it works, babe.
When when issue comes up, we just talk to jurors, and you're under oath, and we trust that you're giving us a truthful answer. You gave us an answer, and we move on. That's all. They're just trying to put on the record. Whenever there's an issue that comes up, we ask the jurors and talk to the jurors about it. Nobody's trying to embarrass anybody. Nobody's trying to, in any way, shape, or form, do that. The only issue is there's procedures in place, and when an issue comes up, I need to inquire. That's my job. I have to inquire. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody.
Clearly, he's not trying to embarrass you. He's trying to figure out what the hell your message was about. That's what he's trying to do.
Is that correct?
Yes, until, because I know you have to take out 2 alternates, right? And it's going to be one.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to find out what the true intent of the message was. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Let the record reflect the juror stepped down. Counsel remain along with the defendant. So, counsel, you ready to proceed?
Yes,
Want to take any action at this time?
No, sir.
Nope.
All right, she's going to tough it out, is
So
she?
we're all set, ready to go?
Yes.
All right, bring the jury in. Where's the witness?
I have to go get him, Judge. He's in.
Let's get the witness first, though.
Back to the lead detective. Ordering that B. Handler will be Musk's new baby mama now.
I blame you. I blame you for this. It's all your fault.
I didn't post that tweet. I didn't show Elon my tweets.
You show Elon your tweets all the time, Jeff. You
never leave and look at my tweets.
You have a Twitter.
Yeah, but he doesn't look at other dudes' tweets.
I mean, he might now that well, you're in my bio. He might have checked out your YouTube page. You never know. He might be watching right now. Hi, Elon. Yeah, Elon had some wise words about therapy.
Wow, I believe the tweet was said.
No, he actually replied again.
Oh, geez, you had 2 tweets from Elon? Well,
yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, I thought you saw that.
No, I just saw wow.
No, he replied actually like a couple hours ago, and he talked about how therapy was bad, and that friends were better, and that therapy was a scam, and kind of like this.
Oh, he's going all Tom Cruise.
I retweeted it, so I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but it was interesting to get an additional reply. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Weird.
Unfortunately, Nicholas, only $500 super chats are allowed. But hey,
you have PayPal, right?
Yeah, I would find a way.
Yeah,
I'd find something to do.
Slip into the DMs. Slip into Jeff's DMs and totally send him a super chat. That would be great.
What is taking so long for the jurors to sit down?
I don't know.
Adriana says, "Wow, 2 times equals 2 babies."
God. Chat is ridiculous. I had to make my screen full screen so that I wasn't continuously reading what chat was saying because it was just making me laugh. You guys are ridiculous.
Ooh, Jeff's in Chandler's bio.
Yeah, Jeff's been in my bio for like months.
Yeah, but I haven't seen her tweets yet.
Haha, very funny.
Yeah, I know. Twins. Oh no. Well, legal advice. Did you see there was just a mistrial in Massachusetts because one juror refused to deliberate?
Oh, really? Then what?
That's weird.
What was the point of that? You sit there the whole time and then you're just like, I'm not doing it. Like, then what did you miss work for? What was
kind of the job? Yeah.
I don't understand.
Maybe it was just to miss work.
Just to be a contrarian, maybe an anarchist. I don't know.
We're nihilists. We believe in nothing.
You have to say that with a pet ferret in your hand.
You're nihilists. We believe in nothing.
Yes, you have to pet the ferret.
Yeah.
Make sure to cut off your pinky toe for the cause. Yes. Or get your girlfriend to do it.
No, thanks. Oh, he looks better in a turtleneck. What do you think?
I don't know, but I like the way that his hair is back today. Like the way that he has it in kind of like a, I don't know if it's like a braid or a ponytail, but it's a good look. I like the tie. No, I do like the turtleneck better.
Hey, John, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you have a pleasant weekend. In the event, we're back on. We're going to copy. You see it. Thank you. Let the record reflect the presence of the Demon's counsel, the assistant state attorneys, ladies and gentlemen. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, I trust you have a nice weekend. I think we're all ready to proceed. Is we're ready out there? Yes, sir. Could you bring them in, please? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Evan.
Effective as I'm sure you're well aware, we placed you on the road last week, right?
Yes, sir.
And I want to let you know you're still in your direct examination, but you will remain under oath. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Madam, if you're ready, you may continue with your direct examination.
Okay, Detective Marty, we were in the middle of publishing the state's last numbered exhibit, which was 117. 117.
I can't unsee it.
So on the first page, which is actually page 71,473.
Muted.
Oh, shit. I've been muted the whole time. I was saying
When
witty
we were
things.
discussing the user.
Anyway, John McGinley
messages
back on the
between
stand. That's the
YNW Melly,
abbreviated
Instagram,
version.
and J King RN.
And there's about one more hour of this until cross-examination. We were assured
Let me
by the prosecution.
turn that on. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't really know who MG Law is. He's not Dave. Dave's MLS Law. We don't know MG Law's name now that I think of it. Mysterious.
I've never heard it. He's a cool guy, though.
All right, I'll put up a stupid poll here. Give me a minute.
Detective Marty, if you could publish the text of October 24th, 2018, 5:01:23 UTC from the user J King. All right.
That the text was, Jamel Demons, go lay down. I love you. All in capitals.
And remember, demons like rhymes with lemons. I know. Okay, going on to October 26th, 2018. Publishing the next message here, and this is 10:58:02 UTC. If you could remind us again, the math calculation on October 26th of 2018 to get from UTC time to local Eastern time.
You just subtract 4 hours from the what you see at UTC, and that gets you into the Eastern Standard.
Okay, and so who was the author of this message and who was it sent to?
The author was J. King RN, and it was sent to YNW Melly.
And what was the content of that message?
Are you okay? Question mark. I'm here in Miami. Send me an address. I'm by the stadium. I'm a mess.
So staying on that same thread ID, October 26th, 2018, and for Defense Counsel, that's page 75,935. The next message of October 26th, 2018, 11:26:16 UTC. What is the message?
I'm so worried. I'm here. Do you want me to come to your house?
And going to the next message, the response. And who is that from?
It is from the account of YNW Melly, and it is to J. King RN.
And what is the content of that message?
I'm good, Ma.
I'm good, Ma. And speaking of being a mess, here's today's ridiculous like and subscribe poll. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and take the poll.
October 26, 2018,
300 of you haven't done your job. Get in there.
Who is the author?
The author is J. King RN.
And what is the text of the message?
I love you.
And who is it sent to?
YNW Melly.
Continuing on page 75,936 for Defense Counsel. And at the
Super
top
chats
of the page,
better not be disabled.
the message of October 26, 2018.
Everybody should try to super chat large
11:26
amounts of
UTC.
money to see if it works.
The message is
Yes, I
Love
also
you
advise
too.
that.
And who is that from?
YNW Melly to J. King RN.
So the response message, October 26, 2018, 11:26:58 UTC. What does the message say?
I need to find a hospital near you.
And who is that going to?
J. King RN is the author, and recipient is YNW Melly.
The response from
And today's law racks of the vice law racks of the day so far is Ag Biochemist with a $10 super chat.
The message is, I don't want to go.
So Detective Marty, I want to take a break from the Instagram for a second. We'll come back to that one. During the course of the investigation, did you author a number of search warrants?
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately how many search warrants do you think you authored?
Well over 40, ma'am.
Okay. Did those include search warrants for the Instagram social media of Cortland Henry?
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately how many of those were done for Cortland Henry?
We did one for Cortland Henry's Instagram account, one for his Gmail account, and one for a phone number associated with him.
Were there any indications in those social media accounts or anything else that he was using the YNW Melly account?
No, ma'am, none whatsoever.
Were there any indications that Mr. Henry or anyone else was saying contact or
New Vice
talking
Rex
about
David with the
indications
1111
using the
super chat to
90
work. They work for you. That doesn't mean they work for everybody else. Saucy. Thank you.
We
Thank you.
talked briefly about some of the financials when we were on the stand a couple of days ago. During the course of this investigation, did you author subpoenas to get all of those financial records?
Yes, ma'am.
In the total amount of money in the time frame, if you could explain how much money is coming into these accounts?
The total coming in, and I done the subpoena started from.
There was no
right
afternoon
around,
session Thursday
March-
because the giant
March
robot
to
Terminator
the
lawyer
SunTrust,
chick
which
got
is true is
sick.
now. So it'll be March,
So they
April,
canceled
May.
Thursday afternoon and nothing on Friday. We are all caught up.
Thank you.
So Detective Marty, in terms of you talked about the SunTrust account.
Yes, the SunTrust account was in the name, I don't know the last four of the account number, but the account was in the name of Jameson Francois. Jameson Francois.
And in terms of the business account for Jameson Francois, were some of the beneficiary or payouts of that to Jamal Devins?
Yes, ma'am.
The total amount of money that went in to the SunTrust account as well as the Chase account,
Yes, ma'am.
about how much money went in?
Total amount to those two accounts for a 30-month period was about $16 million.
How much?
16 million.
16?
16.
Good for him.
Detective Murray, in terms of the swabs
Good for
that were
him.
put into
Wait, what was that?
evidence
16 mil in the
from the
bank.
Jeep, do you know on what date the swab
For Melly?
interior passenger door
Impressive.
for the rear driver's side, do you know what date that was collected on?
10/26/2018.
So you discussed briefly as well about looking at the car on October 26, 2018, about there being damage to the car. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
You had
Yeah.
asked you.
He has commissary for the rest of his life. He doesn't have to worry about it.
Do you recall if there
All
was
the ramen he
discussions
can
how
eat.
the car had been damaged?
All the
previously?
gold bagged
Yes,
coffee
ma'am.
he can drink.
Have you had the opportunity to review the statement since that you took a Portland Henry?
Yes, ma'am.
The good
Do you
peanut
now
butter.
recall where that damage to the front hood supposedly occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
And where was that?
In Atlanta, Georgia.
In terms of the statements or anything about the damage to the tires or the rims, did you ask the defendant, Mr. Henry, about those tires or rim damage in that statement? And if you don't recall.
Yeah, I don't recall this time.
So I'm gonna, with looking at a copy of that statement, refresh your record.
Yes, ma'am.
So looking in for defense counsel, page 6 of 13 of the transcript.
Well, who the hell coughed that loud? Who has that good of a mic and is not using it?
I mean, none of them are really using their mics, to be fair.
But like some random guys like right in our ears. I think it's like
That's-
I think it's
that's
the
what we
sound technician guys for Law and Crime.
It's gotta be.
Okay, Detective Marty, did Mr. Henry describe some sort of incident in which the Jeep ran into a median?
Yes, ma'am. According to his statement, there's
Well, he'll use a chunk of it for protection,
alleged
assuming he's
drive-by
not
occurred
in solitary on death row.
median.
Okay, and did you notice any damage or anything consistent with that on that Jeep?
No, ma'am.
So you mentioned you've done on a Facebook account
It
on
was
that.
not me, Flux. I mute,
So I'm not
and
gonna
then I
be
never
showing
unmute.
the
You
previous
should know that by
return
now.
to Defense counsel and Marcus states in couple R.
Yeah. Sure. Just ask OJ. And the standard is a lot lower. It's only a preponderance of the evidence.
Right, so that's a criminal, that's a civil trial,
So
as opposed to a criminal trial.
would offer states in tuple R pursuant to 90.803 sub 6 as a business record.
Any objection?
Objections on grounds previously raised.
It's over, it'll be admitted.
So Detective Moretti, we discussed the Facebook account on that. Was there a cell phone number that was associated with the Jamel Demons Facebook account?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that?
772-713-9807.
Okay, for God's sake, it's his phone. Move on. It's on his Facebook as his phone. That's it. We know it's his phone. It's his fucking phone. Move on. Cheese and rice.
Yeah, the phone stuff it's just beating a dead horse at this point. It's excessive.
Uh-oh, phone. No.
Okay. Publishing page 1.
Oh, it must have been the judges because he didn't yell at anybody.
Detective Moretti, could you explain
You didn't have a fun
the
ring
line where it says date range?
The date range is where.
It's the only
when
nice
we
thing I could say
offer
about
the
Schrader at
warrants,
this point.
that's the-
Jeff's
the
looking
date
particularly
range
vibrant
where
today, and Bandler's
we're
model
requesting
face
that
is on
the-
fleek.
the
That's because you get
providers
5 million
schedule
views on one
all
tweet.
the data they
2
have
comments
for
from
that
Elon.
timeframe.
Thank you,
Okay. And so
Jonathan.
what
That's
is the
very
timeframe that
nice.
was covered
Jeff,
under
hush.
this particular
Chandler, you got
warrant?
2.
10/1/2018 to.
Twitter's weird. I don't know what to tell
All
you.
my Brits know.
And what was the name of the account?
Janelle.Demons.
Very
Love you,
sweet,
Chandler.
Jonathan.
I'm Demons.
Love you,
My
Chandler.
apologies.
Love you, Jeff. You know.
Okay. In terms of the email addresses that are on there, on
Got
that
some nice
account,
tweets.
are those some of the email addresses that we
Tweets
talked
are
I
about
almost
previously?
Freudian slip there. I need to shut up.
Very funny.
On the
Go back and listen. There was a little
registration,
pause because I caught myself.
September 19th,
I need to drop that
2010.
real quick because it's going to
What is
happen
that?
next time.
That's the date that the account was created with Facebook.
I snorted.
Now, the next thing is part of page 1 is listed as
Oh, yeah.
mobile devices.
Were you gonna
What
change your
are the
head?
mobile devices are a portion of the Facebook returns?
That's all the mobile
You can do
devices
that
that
if you
are
want.
connected
I'm going
to
to.
the account.
And
I have a
does this go
sneaky
back until
suspicion
the
I'm not gonna miss a
creation
lot.
date?
It goes back to the date to where we
Just watch Jeff
authored
goes away
the
for 5
warrant.
seconds. Melly confesses.
So in terms of does some of this information go from the beginning of the account itself?
Yes, sir.
And the phone number you mentioned on there, and this is now on page
Again with the phone
4.
number. Does he have
What
to just
phone
roam
number
to change
was
his hat by the
verified on
privacy
this
screen?
account?
Well, I don't know, Ronan.
772-713-9807.
Ronan? I'm not sure. That's a good question.
And going to the PayPal account, what was the email for the PayPal account that was associated with this Facebook account?
MellyMontana@iCloud.com.
And if you recall, what was the name of the Snapchat account that was previously introduced into evidence? as
Why
state
Melly
7?
Montana? What's a
Melly
Montana
Montana.
part? Questions.
In terms of the IP logins, did you do any additional
I'm here. I
research
just have
on
to
these
change my
particular
earphones.
IPs?
No, ma'am.
During the course of the investigation, did you have the opportunity to review all of the messages and content on Facebook?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there ever any indication somebody else was using that account?
No, ma'am.
Nice. Oh, that's the one we were talking about the other night.
What's that?
The hat.
We were talking about it the
In
other day?
terms of the location,
On the Friday stream. You don't
What did I say?
South
I don't
side
remember.
of the street.
Oh, I
What
pointed out that I
jurisdiction
really
is
like that one,
Ah.
and I was asking if I'd ever seen you wear it
Broward
before.
County,
Ah, yes, there you go.
And
Florida.
so now I have.
And in
For
terms of
sure.
the individual that you've been identifying as Jamel Demons, do you see him in court today?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
And how do you recognize him?
He's wearing a black jacket, white shirt, sitting next to Mr. Allison.
Okay, and the records will reflect an in-court identification of the defendant?
Yes, counsel. We'll reflect the in-court identification of the defendant.
Okay. So I want to go on to the last Instagram message thread that we'll talk about in this case. It's been previously shown to defense counsel as states quintuple S, a copy provided thereof. Detective Marty, do you recognize states in tuple S?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you recognize that?
Is the Excel spreadsheet I created. I was
Ooh,
able
we
to
created a
isolate the thread ID and put it into a more readable format, because sometimes it's difficult reading it from the several thousand Facebook, Instagram pages. So I put it into a format on Excel.
So you altered it. That's what you're saying, right?
See the to and froms.
Okay.
Cherry
Does that fairly and accurately depict the thread ID between an individual identified as PZ_Gambino and the YNW Melly Instagram account?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the thread ID ending in 99651?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it any additions or deletions from the thread ID from the Instagram business records?
No, ma'am.
Too much
All right,
fun.
this time state requesting
This is a Panama hat.
in as state 119.
That's lovely.
We approach. Yes.
All right. Okay, turn down the volume, Law and Crime. All right. They still didn't turn it all the way off, so we'll do this. Okay, for those of you who are asking, I have, after 7.5 years living in this house, decided to hang some of my art on the walls. That's why I have the newly added art behind me.
I just noticed that. I did not notice that before at
Yeah.
all.
Well, it's all Cthulhu.
Show us.
That's Cthulhu coming out of
It's
the
all
ocean. That's a Riley with the. I need to get the. I really do realize that I need to get the non-reflective plexiglass on that particular piece of art. That's another Cthulhu coming out of the ocean. That's him rising out of the depths there, and then we have Godzilla over there on that side. So
Cool. I like it.
that's the art that's hanging on the wall. And those are all limited edition prints by a French artist named Francois Berenger that I just absolutely love.
Well, I can't. They're very small behind you, but they look gorgeous.
Oh, they're big. They're big.
No, they're not. They're like this big.
Yeah, the
I mean,
one
for me.
directly behind me in the middle, that's about a yard long. All right, here we go. We're back.
And you did the calculations or adjustments for Eastern Standard 2 from UTC in this particular document?
Yes, ma'am.
So in terms of, without saying specifically what, was Mr. Gambino offering merchandise to be sold to the YNW Melly?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it real estate?
No, ma'am.
Or were they physical, tangible items?
Yes, ma'am.
So going forward to
Bella Stella, the new Vice Racks of the day.
the dates and times in question. When you're going through on this, I want to make sure it's clear that this first line corresponds to the page numbers. And where are you getting those page numbers from when you generated this document?
Top right hand corner of the records provided to us from Facebook.
And this particular conversation, were you able to go through and isolate all of the information on this thread ID?
Yes, ma'am.
He has to Uber y'all
So with
to my brib.
your permission,
My
I'm going to
brib.
go through, and if we can just, if it says sender PZ Gambino, I will read it aloud, and if you would respond with
PZ
whenever the
Gambino.
sender is YNW Melly.
Okay.
What the fuck is that?
So first message, 10/19/2018, 1906, sends a photograph from PZ Gambino.
Then 10/19/2018 at 1907, a message from the account of YNW Melly to PZ Gambino, tell him 450.
10/19/2018, 1911, PZ Gambino, he say 5.
10/19/2018 at 1911, YNW Melly, 475.
This is an auction.
10/19/2018, 1929, PZ Gambino, say less.
10/19/2018 at 1932, YNW
You're
Melly.
selling stuff on eBay. I think.
480 at the most.
Yeah, this is peasy.
10/19, 2018.
He's less competent cousin.
38, YNW Melly. What'd he say?
10/19, 2018, 1953. 480, call that number when you ready.
10/19, 2018 at 1959, YNW Melly, bet. 10/19, 2018, 2024, YNW Melly, yo.
10/19, 2018,
You, not yo.
2029,
You.
Gambino, yo.
No.
10/19, 2018 at 2032, YNW Melly.
To my brib and
My brib.
Uber y'all back.
Might have to Uber y'all.
Brib.
Uber me to
Yeah.
my brib because I
Actually,
can't
I
say
can't.
crib because I'm a gangster.
2033, YNW Melly. To my brib and Uber y'all back.
They really take that no
Brib.
C stuff
I'm
real
going to
serious.
fast forward now in terms of the timeline and go to October 25th of 2018.
Could be. It's about the price for isn't it? I don't know what the price of guns in the States are. It seems like that should be about the price for a Glock 40
Specifically,
or 55. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I would not know.
10/25/2018, 1436. PZ Gambino, you got a old iPhone you don't use. 10/25/2018, 1442. PZ Gambino sends a photograph.
Yes, that is why
10/25,
Chandler's name is
2018,
Behandler and not Chandler. That's the exact reason, Grand Raja.
That's my blood name.
10/25/2018, 1542. PZ Gambino. Damn, all right.
It's going to be Mrs. Musker before too long.
1543, YNW Melly. You need one?
I'm just jealous. That's all.
2018, 1543.
You got a
PZ
real hard on
Gambino.
for Elon,
Hell
don't you?
yeah, dog. I need a phone.
No, I do not have a
ASAP.
hard on for Elon.
If he took you on a rocket ride, would you say yes or no?
10/25, 2018,
You'd
1940,
say yes.
YNW Melly. The response is an unidentified emoji.
10/25, 2018, 1940.
I'd say
PZ Gambino, YNW Melly. Unidentified emoji. So when it says unidentified emoji, how are you able to translate that or see what those are?
It's usually little tiny like rectangles or little squares.
It's usually something
that
fucking
identify
stupid,
this
so it doesn't
emoji
matter.
movement. When we try to put it into a Word document.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was like a
translate
gun,
to see what it is.
like next to two black
Some of
guys'
them
faces,
translate in a Word document?
and then like
Some
an
do, some
X,
Okay.
but we didn't
So
know
going
because it's
to
unidentified and you can't see
October
it.
26th of 2018, not this specific conversation, but in reviewing the totality of the Instagram messages. Are people checking in with the defendants or the YNW Melly account?
Stay.
Are individuals sending messages to the
There was a
YNW Melly?
new court reporter today.
Yes, ma'am.
In terms of, are there
Oh, yeah.
responses to each of those messages from the YNW Melly?
Slightly easier on the eyes than Ronnie
Slightly.
James Dio.
In terms of
Little better.
images and photographs that were circulating on social media on October 26th of 2018. Were they all their accurate and true statements as to what happened?
Stay.
In terms of
729,
the
huh?
October 26th,
Maybe it was
2018
used.
Facebook
Or maybe it wasn't a guy.
messages and social media information about these shootings that had happened.
There was a lot of false images.
Sustained.
Move to strike on curative instruction.
Jury district.
If we could approach.
Sure.
Ooh. Saucy.
False images.
Let's jump back. Let's do
about
that
these
again.
Shootings that had happened.
There was a lot of false images.
Wait.
So what had happened?
Sustained.
In terms of the October 26, 2018 Facebook messages and social media information about these shootings that had happened.
There was a lot of false images.
Sustained.
Move to strike on curative instruction.
Jury district.
If we could approach.
Sure.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Wait a second.
Bringing up false images of all these YouTube posts, Facebook posts about the murder on the day of the murder, and
Weird. False images.
prosecution,
I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
what that means. What is a false image?
Photoshop stuff, probably memes. I'm guessing.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Huh.
Bella Stella says, Jeff, remember to change your hat. I did this because of you. We don't want you overheating. Me either. So that's why I got my nice little Panama hat, straw hat on Flux. Jeff is more excited for Behandler than Behandler is. And I'm just jealous.
Video of a white Jeep.
And Wolfram, she's moving on up in the tweet side to Elon's apartment in the sky.
There are white Jeep involved in this.
Moving on up to the tweet side.
When you are going through the messages, you mentioned that the defendant did respond to some of them.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm gonna go and pull up page 75,932.
Good God. She promised us an hour at most, and we are closing in on the hour in about 10 minutes.
So Detective Moretti, I want to continue in that same thread with Mr. Gambino, Easy Gambino, that particular message. And I want to go to specifically
Finally got a piece
October
of that guy.
26th, 2018, 1940.
That was a good setup. I like that.
UTC. I'm sorry.
Yes, prosecutor's suit is fitting better today. So it's a well-fitting suit.
10/26, 2018.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the khaki. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, that's my nightmare. I would do that job. I would have no choice.
It's Sarah Boone. Look at that bottom text.
Oh. Oh,
You
chills.
mentioned you can copy and paste them into Word to as such.
Oh no.
On October 26th.
Oh, this is not good.
Of 2018 at 20:02:18 UTC. What does the YNW Melly account state?
Oh no.
I did that with a smiley emoji.
In terms of
Oh, no.
what was
That's bad.
that in response to from the PZ Gambino account?
Objection.
Yeah,
PZ Gambino
I think it's a
now
weak
asked him if
objection,
he was
Counselor.
okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
2 seconds later.
Point on the right side of the screen, exactly which part you're saying where the YNW
Now,
Melly
if that was a
account says,
joke,
I did that.
that was the most fucking ill-timed joke of your entire fucking life, Melly, which may be very short after this trial.
They come down here, same thing.
Yeah.
The ID is for the actual message, which is just specific, message. Then the thread ID is the actual continuation of continued message.
I don't envy
And
the
that here
fans here.
just says text, the SHHHH.
No further questions, Aaron.
Keep that up.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, she is done. They ended that with the I did it thing. That was a strong ending. Why did I
That's
push
gonna-
pause?
That's
go
gonna
ahead,
leave
sorry.
an impression on the jury for sure.
I did it.
Lead Detective Moretti.
I'm
You can point to
expecting a
where
crucifixion.
I did that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And how do you spell that?
THAT.
Okay.
What?
What was that about?
I'm going to show you some copies of 9807.
They're forged. Please be forged. Holy shit, please be forged. Oh my god, please be forged. This is just gonna get fucking interesting right now.
They're all from exhibits that you would have seen.
Oh, please, please, God, put up the exact same thing with different spellings. Please do it. You could be using dat, yeah. It's either gonna be, that's a good option, dat, or it's gonna be spelled differently. He spelled it D-A-T. Therefore, he's not guilty.
Please. Do you have any objection?
That's all, are you offering it?
I'm going to offer it in evidence, yes. As a composite.
Are you doing it now?
Huh?
Are you doing it now? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Yes.
State of any objection?
You're starting evidence, if you just would cross-reference from which exhibit you got these from.
I wish I could. There's 4,000 of them that we take. We took a sample.
Oh, no, please. Show us all 4,000 of them like she did.
Exhibit number?
Offense. Be pre-marked as offense exhibit D.
It's going to be offered in evidence. So
And offered in evidence as defense 4.
in evidence as defense.
How about that, Miss Prosecutor?
Offense 2, I'm sorry.
Pre-marked.
How about that?
And how many pages?
Let's talk about that.
No way. I'm excited for this guy. This is going to be a ripping cross-examination. Because
Settle
the
down.
assertion from day one is that this guy fucked up the investigation.
7,000, I get confused.
This is the man that gets paid the big bucks for doing what he's doing right here.
And while he's marking them, may I ask the witness a question?
Yeah, sure. I think you've got how many pages?
19 pages. We're making it a little simpler.
Oh.
This is coming from 9807, the phone.
I don't know which,
I'm gonna tell you.
I like this guy.
May I approach?
Yes.
May I knock this silly smirk off his damn face?
Spelled on this T-H-A-T, that. Correct?
correct.
This is coming from the 9807 that the state has introduced thousands of pages indicating
Counsel testifying.
that it belongs,
I love it.
or it's a phone that Melly
That
used.
annoyed local
Correct.
that's waiting for the judge to rule.
Page 1 of defense exhibit coming from 9807. Will you tell the jury how he spells that?
Dat, D-A-T.
D-A-T. Page 2. Will you tell the jury how he spells that?
Somewhere in this indecipherable text. Don't stall. You got to be locked and loaded, counselor. You got to be ready to go. No. There you go.
D-A-T.
D-A-T. Not T-H-A-T. D-A-T. Correct?
Right.
Page 3, coming out of 9807. How does he spell that?
D-A-T.
So when Melly spells the word that, you want me to go through all 19 pages? Or will you take my word that every time, coming out of 9807, that's attributed to this young man that's writing the message, he does not spell it T-H-A-T, but D-A-T. Would you like to look through?
He's pointy.
You're asking me to explain that the one moment he decided to use proper grammar.
One moment. These phones messages.
Excuse me, that's not grammar, that's spelling, first of all. And second of all, that's good evidence.
What's the objection?
These phone messages that the state introduced sitting on this pages that we painfully went through, he spells it D-A-T, not T-H-A-T, except for this one occasion, right?
Correct.
What a strange thing.
Objection. Testifying.
I'm sorry, Judge. I apologize.
But funny as fuck.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to help myself necessarily either.
That's actually really compelling evidence.
Yeah, it is.
Out of 75,000 pages, he only does it this once.
Somewhat unusual, wouldn't you think?
Argumentative.
Before we get into your investigation totally,
Get that butt.
you became aware that the state employed or brought in the FBI
What's sheriff wandering around for?
to analyze these phones.
Oh, there's a message
correct?
from the jurors.
They brought in the FBI,
Actually, correction, sir, to analyze the cell site tower, not the actual phones.
cell site towers, so that they could tell the jury where these phones were located. All right?
Correct, sir.
That's why I wear a hat. All right. There was apparently a note from the jurors.
Well, that was interesting.
That was very interesting. Wow. That's pretty compelling, actually. I think it said, what, 75,000 pages?
Discuss the case, don't form any opinion about the case, don't allow anyone to discuss the case in presence during no research. Just leave no paper on your chair, we'll back with you shortly. Thank you.
There's either an issue, it's something more than a juror has to piss. There's an issue here.
Again.
He just looks awkward in a tie. He looks much better in a turtleneck.
Yeah. I don't think that collar, the style of the collar on the shirt really works for him.
You need
It's
a
too
button-down
wide.
collar.
He needs something a little more tapered.
But the suit is nicely fitting. Uh-oh. Somebody looks really
All right,
unhappy.
let the record reflect the jury stepped out, Counsel Manning, along with the defendant. I understand that the defendant needs a restroom break. We arranged it for that as well.
Thank you.
All right, anything to discuss, counsel?
Other than you can take that off the screen. Yes, sir.
I've asked somebody to come up to try to figure out why it won't show on the other thing.
Can I leave my notes right here?
Sorry with me. We're in recess.
So is all of that just because Melly had to piss? I don't buy that because the guy walked from across the courtroom to do it, not from where Melly was standing. Huh. Whatevs.
Doesn't seem like we're ever gonna know.
Well, Jeff Moser says Melly is the new man on the Silver Mountain. Chandler, can you help me out with that reference?
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, I agree with you, Jeff Moser. You've lost me. I apologize. I'm elderly and I live in a foreign country. Madison Cruz, they're dead ass trying the spelling and acting like it's incredibly big gotcha. It kind of is.
It is, though. It is.
I mean, not enough to get him out of murder, but it was a bad piece of evidence.
Linguistic evidence is important. Stylistic evidence is important. That's what caught Ted Kaczynski. That's how they found the Unabomber, was linguistic material. So
Yeah, it's like his brother goes, "Oh, I know who that sounds like. That sounds like my brother."
If somebody never spells a word in a particular way, and then they spell it differently one time, that is sus. That is incredibly suspicious. I'm not,
It's a Dio song from Rainbow in the Dark. You're right. Wow.
Sure. Okay.
Wow.
Still don't.
Rainbow in the Dark. That was the Rainbow tour. That was a good tour. Where I got got in a big fight with my girlfriend at that concert.
Oh yeah.
The Rainbow in the Dark concert.
Huh. Did he make up?
And out. Nicholas Starov's trial watch. I wonder if they find that in text that the state decided not to show because it's used when someone else is using the phone. It could be. For him to make a very, very bold statement that in 75,000 pages of evidence, not once did he spell it T-H-A-T. That's kind of a thing.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it begs the question, why would he change his spelling of that word in particular at that time? Especially for something that would be incriminating. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, it's not going to get him off of murder, but it could get a big piece of evidence the I did that thing thrown out, which kind of makes the prosecution look bad.
problem with this is that even though that's compelling, it doesn't really get around like the ballistic evidence from inside the car. And you know, the thing that we know about like where he was sitting positionally and all of the, you know, the forensic stuff, that I mean that's much harder to get around. So, you know, it's compelling, but there's other evidence that convicts him more easily, don't you think?
Rainbow, yeah, I do. It's not good for the prosecution investigation. I wouldn't have conceded that. I would have said, yeah, read all 70,000 pages. Show me every single page and just put them to the... Don't concede anything. I wouldn't have conceded anything. Rainbow in the dark is great. Dio is great. I'm glad you think that is sus too. Yeah, oh, wow. Looks like it's a
Welcome
long
back.
urine
I'm
break.
Anjanette Levy, and you're watching live.
Hey, Anjanette, what's up? Haven't seen you in a
I
minute.
love her.
But yeah, the Rainbow with what's his guts? Yeah. Richie Blackmore. Phew, sorry. It's like locked there. All right. Law Cuck. Yeah, Law Cuck is back. We'll keep an eye on this here, and we'll go back as soon as they finish the pee break, apparently is what it was. Wow, so what do you think of that, Chandler? They were on cross-examination.
I agree with what you just said. I think that when he said, you know, you'll take my word for it, that that never appears in all pages of time. I mean, I would like to see better evidence of that.
He's very domineering. He's very pointy.
I mean, I think that it's a bold statement to make, but who knows? Maybe he did say that once or twice in those 75,000 pages. I'd like to know for sure. I would love for him to go through all of it or to find some other way of substantiating that.
Well, you know, someone at the prosecutor's table is already running a control F search for that.
Sure, of course. As they
because autocorrect could have changed it, or he could have just typed that for the, you know, we just don't know. But it's just a consistency that just makes you go,
Well, let's say that somebody did type that for him because it was a phone apparently that he shared with other people. And let's say that somebody did it to make him look guilty.
Well, this was from his Facebook account, so it doesn't even necessarily have to be from that phone. It could have been anybody that has access, management, whatever.
I seem to have missed that piece. It still, like I said, doesn't change the forensic evidence from inside the car that was much more damning. And it doesn't mean that he didn't commit the murders. It appears, I mean, honestly, the state has gone pretty far in proving their case. And I know in the beginning we weren't certain that they were doing that. But then, you know, I think the forensic evidence for us really changed things. I think it...
Well, King Ginger said the defense unwittingly just admitted that's no. This was from his Facebook account. This was a Facebook message. So it could have been anyone that had access to his Facebook, or it could have been him. You know, yeah. This is a Facebook.
I mean, it's a gotcha moment, but I just don't think the defense handled that well. When, you know, the defense did not do a good job of disproving the forensic stuff. And so I'm waiting for defense to put on their case to see if they perhaps have a different forensics effort that can give us an alternate explanation as to how it could have been anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's still for me. The last video we have before the murders is Melly getting into the rear driver's side seat. All of the trajectory markings show the fatal shots coming from the rear driver's side seat.
Exactly.
His phone was within 500 meters of the crime scene and with 100 meters of the deceased person's phone at around the time the murders happened, about 15 minutes before the vehicle showed up at the hospital. And then that same phone is in a random location saying, "Pick me up, bro," randomly later. And he came back wearing different clothes than he left the studio with. That's still pretty big. That's a pretty big thing to...
Even if that one witness was, you know, being dishonest, talking about him wearing different clothes, I still think the forensic evidence is really, really damning. And I don't see them, you know, getting out and playing whatever that game was that apparently I missed out on my entire childhood, like Chinese something.
Chinese fire drill, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see those guys doing that. I really, he's sitting in that seat. You know, it's just, I'm sorry, but I don't have reasonable doubt. I do not personally have reasonable doubt based on that testimony.
All right. They are
show
back.
a different.
Show a different. What?
Show a different.
It just show a different.
I got it.
Judge looking unamused again. Well, the prosecution was putting up that as he was admitting, he was making an admission of guilt, saying, "I did that." Shh. And the defense is saying that's not an admission. That wasn't him. He doesn't spell that way. You cannot use that as an admission for him admitting that he did the murders. It's actually a very relevant argument. Judge needs a chia pet on his desk. Why do they need a chia pet on his desk? Chia pet.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Please be seated. Let the record once again reflect the presence of our jury. The defendant, Mr. Evans, his counsel, the assistant attorney, the witness, Detective
Yes.
Mark Murray, was named on the witness.
That's what the defense said. The prosecution used a Facebook posting.
If you're ready, you may proceed. Thank you.
When we took the break, we were talking about the state bringing in the FBI to plot out where the phones were. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
And the reason they brought the FBI in is because the FBI has a special unit to map out and plot where phones are.
Okay, this is the you're not qualified to answer any questions, are you, part of the cross-examination?
Correct. And the FBI agent they brought in was, in fact, Special Agent Collins. And you met with him.
Yes, sir.
And he was from the CAST unit.
Yes, sir.
Which stands for Cellular Analysis Survey Team.
Yes, sir.
Now, the defense has to be really careful here that they don't give too much credit to the FBI guy.
Brought in not only throughout the United States, but throughout the world, to plot out and find the location of phones. Correct?
Correct.
Very
Very
is my answer.
as to where the phones are located at a particular time.
Correct.
Now, were you aware that in order for him to do that, one of the things he needed was the name of the cell provider?
Yes.
And the list of towers in the particular area that he's trying to locate the phone.
I don't know if he needed the list of towers, but that's standard.
Would it surprise you to learn that
made the
he
clapper,
needs
same guy
not
made
only the
chicken.
provider name, but the list of towers in a particular area so that he can attempt to map out and tell a jury like this where the phones are located at a particular time?
I have to disagree because the platform they use, CASPIS, is linked with what's called NDCAC. It's the national database of all the cell towers that's maintained in the United States. So the platform they use is constantly updated. Now, when we use the platform we use, we have to update it periodically because more towers are added. So as for the fact that he needed it, I'm not sure about that, sir.
Okay. Are you aware that even though they are the Rolls Royce of locating phones throughout the world, that they cannot pinpoint at a particular time exactly where a phone is at any particular time?
Correct.
They can only give a general area.
Correct, sir.
That general area is approximately a couple miles wide, correct?
No, it's more like meters as compared to miles. It's,
Meters?
It's accurate, but it's not precise.
Again.
Now, you indicated to these folks that you looked at something on the cell records called environment.
Yes, sir.
And you use that as a guide to locate.
That is true.
or plot where a particular phone is at a particular time, correct?
And Minas Morgul, don't forget
The
that.
environment just tells us where the phone is interpreting where it's at. Example, it tells us.
Don't forget Minas Morgul.
If it's outdoor, it tells us it's indoor. The environment has nothing to do with the location data. We use that in this case because every time we had an environment response from the T-Mobile records, I could corroborate it with video. Example, when he walked out of the recording studio at 3:18 a.m., the phone was registering outdoor.
How about when it was on I-75 or 595?
It was saying mobile. And
I'll be right back.
If you let me finish,
Yep.
every time the phone was registering outdoor, mobile, we had video to corroborate that. So he's walking, he's outdoors, it said mobile. It says outdoor. The second he gets in that vehicle and drives away, it switches over to mobile. On 595, we have video, mobile. On Pines Boulevard near the Monastery School, it says mobile. Passing McDonald's, mobile. After the shooting, after the murder, it's coming back east on Pines Boulevard, it's saying mobile. So we had video to corroborate that one little instant, that one little section of the box.
Are you aware that the FBI never, ever uses the label environment because they cannot attest to the reliability of that?
Well, I can't attest to how the FBI operates. I can't attest to their
Could you
policy.
just answer my question, yes or no, and then explain?
I sustain the objection.
Repeat the question.
Are you aware, yes or no, whether or not you're aware that the FBI does not look at the environment because they cannot attest to the reliability?
I am not aware of that.
Fair enough.
Weathertop was more a hill than a tower. It was just a hill with a ring of stones.
You also use latitude and longitude.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
It was
Are
previously
you aware
Minas Hill.
that the FBI does not rely upon the latitude and longitude when they determine where a phone is?
The latitude and longitude that comes into play on the true call data report of the cell phone. It's an estimate. The cell phone provider is providing us an estimate where they believe the phone might be. Like we said before, it's not precise, but it's accurate.
My question to you wasn't that. My question to you is, are you aware?
Excuse me. What's the objection?
No, he's not badgering.
Sure.
He's not badgering. You're a badger. Now, a lot of people here in chat are talking about the tone of the defense lawyer. He's got to walk a fine line. I get that he's showing his disdain for the prosecution's witness. He's putting him. He's got to maintain that, like, you're not even worthy of me speaking to you like a normal human being. But as some of you are pointing out, he's got to be careful that he doesn't sound like a jackass and turn the jury off. Because I think the jury's going to like someone that's feisty, someone that's aggressive, someone who's taking apart the state, but you don't want to push it too far. And that's a very, very fine line. You just got to be careful. Whereas, like, if you've been watching Dennis Fung on my O.J. Simpson trial for the past 26 weeks, we did the cross-examination. He walked that very fine line masterfully. I think this guy might be coming on a little too strong.
Not use the latitude and longitude coordinates when doing their analysis.
No.
Are you aware, sir, that the FBI never uses a cellular analysis by itself to prove a case?
Neither we, sir.
Derp.
All you are saying basically
Is give peace a chance.
is that a phone may be in a general area, correct?
Correct, sir.
Cannot be 100% correct, right?
Correct.
And in fact, depending upon what tower it bounces off on, it could be totally incorrect.
There has been false readings with towers. And sometimes, anomalies within the records, it happens.
And we've heard a lot of talk about chat messages, and you read with both prosecutors various messages for what I perceive to be days, but hours, days.
I would agree with you, it was long.
Long. And they would say, I'm going to pretend to be Mr. Smith, for instance, and you read the message coming from Judge Murphy. We get in trouble, not Judge Murphy. How about that gentleman in the back from BSL?
Okay.
And the messages were read and identified as those two people, the state and that BSO officer sitting in that corner.
Yes,
Basically, right?
Yes.
And you're aware, in order to really tell a jury who the person is, you need that person, like this.
Suggestion,
Foundation.
just saying, rephrase.
You've had training in analyzing phones.
Yes, sir.
Somewhat, correct?
Yes, sir.
You have been an officer or a detective for some 20+ years.
Yes, sir.
In order to identify someone's voice, you would need legally in the courtroom, as you know, the person who made the phone call, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or the person who received the phone call. Did you ever speak to, what was his name, Gambino?
Yes, I did, Patrick.
Wow, they just turned off the air conditioning unit or whatever the hell that's been. It's been going for 15 days.
DELOACH.
I'm guessing because it's hot in Florida, but I don't know. How's our guy doing?
Now, in addition to that, you
Team YoungTube has just gifted
told
5
the
Legal Vices
jury
memberships.
that
Team
you attempted
YoungTube.
to- well, you did get
Team
some
YouTube.
cameras off of
Team YouTube.
595.
Give them a special thanks if you're one of the 5 people that got a Legal Vices membership.
Could you
We
tell the
are
jury
$40 away,
if you could
$30
see
away from
who
Doggo
was
Cam.
in
30.
each vehicle?
Awesome.
No, sir, you cannot tell.
Could you tell this jury how many people were in each vehicle?
No, sir, you cannot tell.
And you did get a surveillance from Montessori School, correct?
Yes, sir. And McDonald's.
And McDonald's. Well, on Miramar Parkway, for instance, the only surveillance you got was from the Montessori School, correct?
No, Montessori School is on Pines Boulevard.
Okay. Did you get any surveillance from any of the cameras on Miramar Parkway?
More specifics are which one you're referring to.
Okay. How about the CVS that's on Miramar Parkway?
It doesn't cover up that far.
Did you pull it,
We went there.
Did you look at it?
Yes, sir.
How about Applebee's on Miramar Parkway?
Where's there Applebee's on Miramar Parkway?
We're on Dykes Road. On Miramar Parkway West, on Dykes Road, on the intersection.
Yeah, there's a pharmacy there, but there's no Applebee's there.
Did you go to that pharmacy?
Yes, sir.
Did you pull the surveillance?
No, sir.
How about
Did you order the
Toyota
fruit
Taco
pie?
Bell?
Their videos didn't cover that area.
Did you pull them?
No, sir.
Did you look at them?
No, sir.
How about the gas station that's on Miramar Parkway?
The one just east of McDonald's?
Yes.
Yes, it did not cover the road.
How about the bank that was on the corner of 172nd and Miramar Parkway?
Did not cover the road.
Did you look at it?
Yes, sir.
Did you bring it in?
No, sir.
How about the four-way intersection where there's 4 cameras on 172nd Avenue?
Cameras covering the road.
Yeah, to see the cars driving through.
There's no traffic cameras at 172 and Pines. It seems to be a great misconception when people see those white boxes on top of the cameras. Those are actually control the traffic signals. They're sensors. The old sensors used to be in the road. They would burn out. The lights would not cycle properly. So, but there's no cameras. It's a great misconception.
Okay, then you said the vehicle turned right on and went south on 184th. Is that correct?
Which vehicle?
The Jeep?
Jeep never went south on 184.
Did it make a right turn on 184, the Jeep?
Yes, sir.
That would be north.
Yes, sir.
My mistake. Did you look at the camera at Publix that's on that road?
Doesn't cover the road, sir.
Did you pull it and look at it?
We went there. It does not cover the road.
My question is, did you look at it?
Yes.
How about Sunset Lakes Elementary? That's there. Did you pull that camera, sir?
No, sir.
How about West Broward Elementary? Did you pull that camera?
Where's West Broward Elementary located at?
On south, on 184.
184 and what?
Pembroke Road.
Pembroke Road in 184?
Jeff and
Yes.
I don't know of a West Broward school there at Pembroke Road in 184.
Okay. How about the Walmart?
No, sir.
You didn't look at it.
No, sir.
How about the Audi Market? Did
No,
you
sir.
look at that one?
No, sir.
How about the Walgreens?
No, sir.
Does it?
What is this line of questioning? What's he trying to figure out?
Did you pull all the security cameras from all of the places in the universe, or
No,
Montessori
you pulled the
school?
Montessori school.
Yes, sir.
How about the
Okay.
Exxon? That's right down the street from there.
No, sir.
How about Somerset Academy?
No, sir.
How about the Tractor Supply Company on that street? Did you bother to look at that camera?
We're specifically on Pines Boulevard to Tractor Supply.
So your answer is no, you didn't.
197.
No, sir.
This style of questioning is
You
just,
missed quite a few cameras.
No,
he's
sir.
just such a character.
You gotta be careful not to push it.
Yeah. He's coming on a little strong. I mean, they're good questions.
Now, you were told
Hmm.
by Cortland Henry
Portland, you just use the
that
right
the
street.
day, October 25th,
Portland?
several people went to the flea market to buy some weed, correct?
Yes, sir.
But you sell weed at the
Certainly
flea
you
markets
went
now?
there
I am
for
so
the
old and out of
tapes
touch.
of the flea market so that you could show this jury, didn't you?
I mean, I don't think they had like a stand set up necessarily, but weed's not legal in Florida, is it?
But you did a helicopter ride to show this jury this route on what day?
May 2023.
May of 2023,
Yes, sir.
after this trial started. Correct?
Action, Your Honor.
Suggestion.
Okay.
So
Weed isn't legal in Florida.
yeah, no, I didn't think so. So I mean,
I
they're using the flea market as like a meeting place to sell weed, I guess.
Well, I mean, flea market sort of seemed like the place. It would be like teeming with weed sellers. Just look for the white guy with the dreadlocks and the tie-dye t-shirt. And maybe a skateboard, and you got your weed guy. You got your weed guy pin.
I mean, there's probably a lot of those, but
Right, Valhalla waits wherever you
We
are.
did this helicopter ride
Where is
in
Valhalla?
May of
He's not here
2023,
today.
good question.
Yes.
I don't know.
after this trial started, correct?
Correct.
And you did this drive-by in a car with
Rocco
your
Rockwell.
partner filming it.
Hey,
On what
Thank
day?
you. Thank you for being our newest member.
nice. We love new members here.
That was,
Meanwhile, he's wandered
2 years
completely away
after
from the
this
microphone.
incident?
4 years, actually, sir.
4 years. That's why I'm a lawyer.
And he's a member of the
Champion
Bent
account.
Halos and Broken
4
Wings
years
tier.
after
Rocco
this
bringing the heat. Thank you, brother.
And that was all done.
Hey, law and crime dude, stop fucking with the volume sliders.
Correct.
The prosecutors in this case, correct?
Can't they just get the little body
4
ones that they put on their
years
lapel?
after the incident.
One of these days,
4
in
years
courtrooms
after
across
this
America,
young
they will
man-
discover wireless mics.
That would be great. Hey, Digger. Good
They used them in
morning.
the
4 years.
what's her
after
face,
this young
the
man surrendered,
Goop Chicks
correct?
trial, Gwyneth Paltrow trial.
The goop chick. Yeah.
I was gonna say the vagina chick, but that doesn't really narrow it down much at all.
Let's look at Exhibit 115.
Jeff.
If I can find
So
it.
yeah, Goop chick.
Vagina
Yeah.
candles.
That's the
Yeah.
blue phone, I think. That was in
That
the
narrows
vehicle.
it down.
The black.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. Because in Utah, we're smart.
Blue phone belonging to Chris Thomas, or the one belonging to Anthony Williams, or the one was in the back seat rest?
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, someone really needs to organize this shit show of an evidence collection table up here.
It's. Oh God, that's.
I need a lot.
I want to rearrange it.
Bonus hole. It's called bonus hole now, Jeff.
Exhibit 115.
Right. My bad.
That's the phone that was the third phone found in the car, correct?
Yes, sir.
That you said you don't know who the owner is, correct?
Correct, sir.
Somehow she's very likable.
Not this day. This day we fight.
Well, I might be a
During one
bit
of the
biased because she
breaks,
did that thing that I do with my. Never mind.
I asked you to open that phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
What thing she does with her what?
And there was a SIM
Don't leave us
card
hanging.
in there, correct?
This is not a
Yes,
bad. This is a bad place
And
to
that
leave us
SIM
hanging.
card has a serial number on it, correct?
Yes, sir.
This is your chance.
I was going to say that when she was on the stand, I noticed that she does that thing with her mouth that I do, where she like pouts and kind of like purses her lips together. And so maybe
That's much better than where I was going.
Maybe
so.
that's why I find her more sympathetic.
Yeah.
But I think everybody kind of found her
Could you step down
sympathetic. So
right
anyway,
I'm too old to say that.
All right.
glad to clear that up for you.
No. My brain doesn't work like other brains. There you go. Found it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. May I approach?
Yes. 115,
That is.
About
150.
60% of what he's
150.
doing is legit. About 40% is theatrics, I think.
It's a lot of posturing, and it's
It puts
It's
on the gloves.
a little much. I'm just glad that they're wearing gloves to handle evidence in this trial compared to Murdoch. That just ugh.
I
touching
think he's on the
Just going to
line.
put gloves on just because
I think he's
there was,
walking
blood
the
on
line.
it.
I don't think he's crossed the line yet. See, even Flux, like her brain went way dirty.
Yeah.
That phone while you're pulling it out, analyze.
I guess I'm just pulling out the double entendre.
Yes, sir. We took it to HIDA, High Intensity Drug Trafficking Agency, and they had them attempt to analyze the phone. It's completely broken.
Could you open that phone like you did during, when I asked you to? Don't pull out your burglary key now.
It's not a burglary tool, it's not a burglary, sir. I don't want to lose it.
Did you pull it out?
Yes, sir, it's right here.
Could you pull out this, did you pull out the
Yes,
SIM
the card's
card?
right here, sir.
Could you read the serial number off of that, sir?
89011200008021872. Looks like there's an 80.01A.
Okay. Could you, with the court's permission, let the jury see that SIM card?
You want to publish it to the jury?
Yes, let him hold it.
Any objection? All right, you step down.
Just good.
I don't know how to work the computer, I'd rather him just show it to the jury.
You may step down. Thank you.
That's what a SIM card looks like. That's how the phone communicates with the tower.
It handles the evidence properly, or it gets the hose again.
Please. Yeah, we're gonna make it, because
Now you do it for me.
I just wanted you to get some exercise, quite candidly.
You fat fuck.
There's no button. What do you want to put that right here?
Wherever you can, wherever it's published on this. You have to put it up there.
Can't see shit. Sorry, counselor. Got to turn down the brightness. Turn down the
I'll
brightness.
leave it there for a second.
Turn down the brightness. Are they saying the Sims were switched? There we go.
I'm sorry, may I approach? I apologize. That's the serial number, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it goes to a Sprint phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're aware that that SIM number can be tracked once you have the provider
Yes, sir.
to a particular phone.
Yes, sir.
Did you do that in this case?
No, sir.
Fair enough. You could take that SIM card back.
Can I step down one?
Yes, you may.
While he's stepping down, I'll make mention of hitting that like and subscribe button. We currently have 771 people here and 450 likes. 320 of you haven't done your jobs. Get over there and please do me that favor. Let's get up to 600 likes. 600 likes seems to be about the point where YouTube puts it in as, hey, everybody, look over here. 600 people have liked what's happening right now. Get on over there, algorithm. And we want to bring people in. We want to draw people into this trial so that we can continue to grow. And we are $30 away from Doggo Cam.
It's going to take me a few
Just
minutes away to
saying.
the next break.
Wink, wink.
If you want to.
I don't want the clerk to get in trouble, so just put it back
Yes,
in
like and
there.
subscribe. You know you want to.
Subscribe.
You return it to the table. The clerk's watching very careful.
Thank you, sir.
Now, what I'd like to do is
Go
somewhat
fuck
go in
yourself.
chronological order of your investigation, if I may.
Who, me?
You get a call on October 26, 2008.
What?
I'm a little confused.
Report to the memorial.
No,
Remind me.
the defense lawyer says, now what I'd like you to do is, and then he paused, so I said, go fuck yourself.
You get there at
Not
about
you, Chan.
I'm a little
6
slow this
o'clock in the
morning.
morning.
Yes,
Like what?
At 6 o'clock in the morning, you speak to the first officer, which would have been
Jimmy
Officer
Cliff's a good
Anapola.
reggae man, yeah.
yes, sir.
And also on the scene is Detective Bertram and Bermudez.
Sergeant Bermudez, yes.
Sergeant. I apologize. And you are assigned the lead detective role.
Yes, sir.
And that is like a conductor in an orchestra. All right.
I wouldn't categorize that, but
Now, are pictures taken of the two individuals that were shot before they were removed from the vehicle, the Jeep?
Yes, and Elmo used to be just an overhead projector, but now it runs a whole gamut of courtroom document cameras.
You immediately go and speak to Cortland Henry, correct?
yes, sir.
And we listen to the tape.
We're getting there
of Mr.
nonstop,
Henry.
Mom. We're getting there.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We
She said,
told
release
you.
the hounds.
That there were
$28 away.
3 people in his car, correct?
Yes, sir.
Cortland Henry, the driver, correct?
Yes.
Christopher, and, well, let me get in the right order. In the front passenger seat was Anthony Williams,
Yes.
and sitting in the rear passenger seat was Christopher Thomas.
Yes.
Only those 3 people when the shooting occurred, correct?
Correct.
You learned that he lied to you about where the drive-by shooting was, correct?
Yes.
You went to, what, 3 different areas to look for
Just don't
evidence
tell us
of
Ginger
the
says, release the
drive-by
doggos of
Cortland-
cuteness.
What Cortland Henry told you.
There you go.
Correct.
Yes.
Release the hounds.
You learned at that time that at first he was labeled a victim, but that he now is lying to the police concerning the shooting of 2 individuals.
He was still listed as a victim that day, even though he knew he
Aw,
was lying to us.
Flux.
But
Love
he was
you,
still
girl.
considered a victim at that point.
Check your Twitter. Check your Twitter, Flux.
Love you, Flux.
There is such a crime as lying to the police.
Yes, sir. It's a misdemeanor.
You could have arrested him if you so chose for lying to the police, correct?
You're saying I should have arrested a potential victim of a violent crime on a misdemeanor?
Could you just answer my question? Could you have arrested him? Yes or no?
Cry havoc
Yes.
and release the hounds of YouTube.
And
They're
you
grooming
spoke
each
to
other,
him
Wheeler.
for approximately an hour or 2, correct?
They're
It was about
very
an
cute.
hour.
Okay. And he gave you the address where he lives, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that address was 18521 Southwest 44th Street, Silver Lakes,
Yes, sir. No, Sunset Lakes.
Sunset Lakes. But he gave you the home address.
Yes.
And he tells you also that Melly lives there, correct?
Yes.
He tells you Anthony Williams, one of the victims, lives there.
Yes.
He tells you Christopher Thomas, the other victim, lives there, correct?
Correct.
And he also tells you that Melly is a recording artist, correct?
Actually, it was armpit licking, but you know, dogs are.
And we learned from the testimony that $16 million went into Jameson Francois' bank account.
Over a 30-month period, yes.
Okay. So, and he was the business manager of this 19-year-old young man.
We are on cross-examination
You learned
now.
later, correct?
Yes.
A rather successful, would you say, recording artist.
I really don't understand the music business. I don't know how the money's made, how it comes in.
I'm not asking you that. Someone who earns $16 million in 30 months legally is pretty successful, wouldn't you say?
I don't, like I said before, that we could never determine the amount of money, what was, you know, because Mr. Francois had other clients, so we could never isolate what specifically is made by one artist over another.
Oh.
We just knew the money was there.
So,
And he's objectively successful. He doesn't want to admit that. Whatever.
you knew that the two victims, the driver of the car that lied to you, and Melly lived, and you had the address at the same house.
Yes.
You also learned about that time, and you mentioned it briefly, that a text message came out from a crucial almighty.
Yes.
And that text message was, we were just aiming at YNW, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it had a picture of him with a target, correct?
Yes, sir.
So it would be fair to say on October 26th of 18.
Nobody can fix you,
Crucial
Adriana. You're just
almighty.
broken. You're a broken woman. Nobody can fix you.
Which his real name was David Hedgepath.
Don't listen to him.
Was suspect number one based upon that.
It was a person of interest. It was something to look at.
When did you, since you knew this, on October 26th of 2018, when did you decide to talk to the David Hedgepath, crucial almighty, who said he shot at this young man inside a Jeep? What date?
I first did a search warrant into his social media account where the comments came from, which then being able to determine a better picture of Mr. Hedgepath was. So it was probably maybe 2 years later when we interviewed Mr. Hedgepath.
2 years later. That would be in 20?
Yes, sir.
A year after this young man surrenders to you, to the police?
I'm not sure the exact date, but
February of 19. Would you agree it was 2 years after that?
yes, sir.
And you interviewed him after the case was closed, correct? Because it was closed at the time of the arrest.
Yes,
No, correct?
yes, sir.
What choice does YouTube like on the poll? currently on our hit the like and subscribe button, and guess what the prosecution will do next? 11% said it'll go full Dolezal and be NAACP president. 20% have said get Melly convicted. That'll be their next trick. 23% said lick a random baby in the gallery. And 45% of you said bring Kanye on in a mask to testify. That's our like and subscribe poll. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and take our poll. We need 91 more to get to the 600 likes. That's the goal. 600 likes is my goal. Just smash it. Smash it.
His work
Smash
records.
And when do you subpoena those work records?
About 2 years later, after we interviewed him.
Okay. And I think you interviewed.
That's really bad. I've seen pictures. Oh.
Did you speak to any of his co-employees to verify whether or not he was really working when the time clock indicated?
Where's the cut cage? Right here, my friend.
No.
Thank you for the reminder. It's going very well for the prosecution at the moment.
You also learned from Cortland Henry that they were having a problem with a guy named Denton.
Yes.
I'm going to label him as suspect number 2.
This is the old you didn't consider all of the suspect argument.
Never could identify him.
Well, at least
So
they don't have
last
that Denny
name,
bullshit in Florida.
Unknown.
Correct.
Good in this case, I don't
Don't
think
worry,
so.
RB. We're right here.
More whiskey sours?
You also learned that
Nope,
there
just
was
whiskey.
a problem at Walmart
Sorry,
where
the problem at Walmart. I'll be right back.
they got jumped and I think a necklace or a bracelet was stolen.
A little pendant fell off one of them, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a whiskey sour 2 hours ago.
Did you go to Walmart to investigate that?
No, sir.
I'm going to make him suspect number 3 so far.
Nice.
And I'm going to just label him Walmart with a question. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Did he bother to go and attempt to pull the surveillance of Walmart because they keep their tapes for a while?
Not a while, sir, but usually about 30 days.
Did you go to Walmart to attempt to see if it even existed?
No, sir.
Now, you then, during October 26th, get the surveillance tape of the people coming out of the recording studio, correct?
On which date, sir?
The 26th.
Yes, sir.
You respond to the hospital in the morning.
Yes, sir.
By mid-afternoon, you get the surveillance tape, correct?
Yes, sir.
You identify, do you not, by the end of October 26th, all 8 people that left the recording studio?
Exactly that.
I think we had more like the
You did look at
27th, 31 was pretty much it.
Okay. By October 27th, you identified Cortland Henry, correct?
Yes, sir.
Anthony Williams,
Yes, sir.
Christopher Thomas,
Yes, sir.
Trevon Glass,
Yes, sir.
Melly,
Yes, sir.
I'm missing 3
Jacoby Mills and
Jacoby Mills,
Octavius Withers
Octavius Withers, and Adrian Davis. All 8 people that left the recording studio, and 2
I will. Please
passed
stand
away,
by.
correct?
Yes, sir.
and you knew where all 8 of them were living, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was at the 18720, whatever that address I read off before.
The Sunset Lakes, 184 Southwest 44th Street?
You had that address, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you had observed the bloody scene of inside the Jeep, correct?
Correct.
And you knew that Cortland Henry had lied to you.
Correct.
So you certainly, at that point, obtained a search warrant to look at that house to see if you could find any blood, any gun, or anything to tie up what happened in that car, correct?
There is no way we could have got a search warrant for that house because there was no nexus to the crime to the house. And I have to establish a nexus between the two, or the judges will not sign the warrant.
Did you even try, sir, to get a search warrant and go in front of a judge and say, I got 8
Thank you,
people
Rock. I
who left
appreciate
the
that.
Studio. They all live
Glad
in the
you followed
same
me over
house. The driver of the vehicle we interviewed lied, and the inside of the Jeep is covered in blood. And we're looking for the gun or guns and the bloody clothes involved in this. Did you bother to do that, sir?
So like I said before, there was no connection between the house and the crime itself. Now,
The answer-
where we had
The answer is no.
where we had blood, where we had evidence, where we had instruments of a crime, we did search warrants. Anytime we had a nexus between the two, we did a search warrant. We never had a nexus between the two. We even went to that house that day, knocked on the door, there was no one there.
You could have secured that house by officers standing in front of it and at least come to this jury and say, I went to a judge, explain to the judge, 8 people live in a house, 8 people left the studio, and a few hours later, 2 people ended up dead, and the driver of the vehicle lied to us about everything concerning the shooting. You could have done that, couldn't you?
No, that's not how that works, sir.
Not how it works. Fair enough.
What's up, Jess? Waifu crawling into chat.
Did you get a search warrant
Hey, Jess.
of the house in November?
Did you get a search warrant of the house? Oh, I drank too much. I can't do my Jimmy. I do a pretty good Jimmy Stewart when I have some
The
phlegm.
house where Melly
I can't do a
lived.
good Jimmy Stewart right now. My throat's
How
too
about
tight.
December?
I'm liquored up.
They were already gone at that point.
I can't do it.
What? Traces of blood.
Someday I'll do
because
my
we
Jimmy
saw
Stewart impression.
that you spray this agent on things and miraculously blood surfaces. You know that.
Yes, sir.
Did you do that?
No, sir.
Miraculously? Really?
Jesus did it. It was one of the 10 plagues, turning the water to blood. Let my people go. You should know all about that.
You mentioned to the state that you spoke to an Adrian Davis and a Dontavius Withers, correct?
Yes, sir.
They were the 2 of the individuals that originally left the studio
Yes, sir.
and got into the red Mitsubishi.
Correct.
You learned.
Dang it. I wish I could do my Jimmy Stewart, but my throat's not working right today.
I didn't even have to.
You want the moon, Melly? I'll give you the moon.
I look forward to that next week.
Is it break time or is it lunchtime? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Is it brunch? Is it brunch or lake? Is it lunch? Oh, it's just a sidebar. All right, we got some super chats to burn through here, if you don't mind. It's Chandler. Chandler of the 5,000 Twitter views. 5 million, sorry. Didn't mean to reduce it by 1,000 fucking %. Chandler of the 5 million views. Nonstop Mom with the Super Chat released the hounds. We did, thanks to you in part. Thank you so very much. Just Dawn, Soulless Ginger, who is the Vice Rax of the day so far, with the $30 Super Chat. Released the Doggos of Cuteness. We did. Yoda's there. Strawberries over there. Apparently just licking the mohair.
This morning, yeah.
Just licking the bed. Flux with the $28. Bring on Doggos. Jeff Chandler, you guys know I love you both. Thanks for the distraction. Flux, we are here for you. Flux is an absolute awesome person. Y'all need to get over to Flux's channel. House of Flux. So all one word, 2 X's, House of Flux. Subscribe to her. She is a gem. She is a prize friend to have. Can't wait to get together in Houston 3 weeks from 2 days from now.
Wait, what? 3 weeks?
3 weeks. Yeah, we got 3 weeks and 2 days left to Anime Matsuri.
Is it that soon? Oh,
it's that soon.
Wow. I need to get
see you in a bit, Flux.
Yeah.
Sonya or Chris.
Really soon.
Sorry. Cry Havoc. We did the whole Cry Havoc and released the dogs of whatever I said at the time. Duncan, Idaho, those dogs are so freaking cute. Yeah, they have their moments. They do.
They're adorable.
Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. And Othimer, Othymer, Othimer. Hey, Legal Vices, during a break, can you summarize why you think the prosecution case is doing so well? I will get to that in just a quick second. Hang tight. I'll leave your super chat there. Duncan, Idaho, $10. Good to be here with all of you today. Is this not a pretty awesome turnout? It is. We currently have 746 people and 537 likes. 43 more gets us up to the 600. Do it. 43 if you just reached out and hit that. Like, how many do we need to get to 53,900 subscriptions? To get to 53,900 subscriptions, we need 13 people. 13 of you get like 13 of you hit the subscribe button. 40 people like.
If you're not subscribed, you better subscribe.
All right, they're sending the jury away. Yeah, they're sending the jury out. So this is apparently a big decision here.
Okay.
And Duncan Idaho again says, "With what about a search warrant, Clarence? Did you get a search warrant? I cannot do my Jimmy Stewart impression. My throat is just like locked up.
It's just killing you, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Because you need to like open up your throat like right down in this area, like deep throat Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, you need to like really it's got like an extension thing.
The jury stepped down. Councilman will defendant Mr. Dempsey's restroom break. All right. Thank you. We're recessed.
Damn, Melly been drinking a lot of water. And Hempland, Texas, member for 6 months, but a member of 9. I'm not sure how that works. 6 months, but member for 9 months of the Clean and Sober crew. Found my way here a while ago because I found you on a stream during Depthy Heard. Hempland, Texas, bringing the OG. Hey, what's up, Anjanette? What a pretentious name. She thinks she's like Marie Antoinette or something.
Oh, it's not like she chose it.
I know.
I'm way too close to the camera. I don't know.
You're never too close.
The camera just like really comes and zooms in.
All right. We were asked why I think the prosecution, I don't think they're doing such a great job. I think they're doing a better job than the defense. And we were asked why. Why I think the prosecution, and to me in my head, right now, this is the prosecution's case to lose. I believe in my mind they have proven that he did this beyond a reasonable doubt. Because I can't find any reasonable explanation that I've been presented with so far that would explain away the facts of the case. And it'll be interesting to hear what Chandler thinks. But for me, it's the fact that the last video footage we have of the incident is them leaving a recording studio. 4 people go in a separate car. 4 people go in Melly's car. The driver, Portland, the 2 deceased in the front and rear passenger side, and Melly is seen getting into the rear driver's side seat. The state's crime scene CSI guy, forensic guy, they do a trajectory analysis of the bullets. The bullets that they say executed the kill shots, which were headshots to both of the people in the passenger seat, came from the area around the rear driver's seat, which, as I just pointed out, was the very last place we saw Melly. The last person we saw in that seat where the trajectory of the kill shot bullets came from was Melly. And there was also an alleged drive-by shooting where the right side, the passenger side of the vehicle, was shot up. But they presented evidence and showed how, based on the rotation of the bullets, the shots were fired from a stationary person, a person standing still, into the side of the vehicle, into the side of a non-moving vehicle. So someone made it look like it was a drive-by shooting by just going out and shooting up the right side. Some of the bullets that came through that right side of the vehicle penetrated the two victims, but they did not bleed. There was no blood from those wounds, which indicate they were dead from the left side gunshots, from the rear driver's side seat gunshots. They were dead from those shots before they were shot from the right side of the vehicle. And the evidence that I've seen, that we've seen so far, has shown that Melly's phone, and we'll just call it Melly's phone because I think it's pretty well been proven it's Melly's phone. Melly's phone was within 400 meters of the crime scene where they found various, where they found the shells. I think they found eight casings. Sorry, 8 casings. They found eight casings. His cell phone was within 400 meters of that, and also one of the deceased Juvie's phone, YNW Juvie's phone, was within 500 meters of that scene at the same time. And that time frame was about 15 minutes before only 3 people showed up at the hospital. 1, the driver, and the 2 dead guys, with Melly not there. Then the next thing we hear, Melly is dropping a location pin from somewhere else saying, "Hey, I'm here. Can somebody pick me up?" I think that's the major evidence. That's the major part of the evidence. He was the last person in the seat. The kill shots came from the seat where he was sitting. He was there. Him and the deceased person's phone were at the scene of the crime within 15 minutes of going to the hospital. And he left the studio, the recording studio, and a few hours later, he came back to his house wearing different clothes than he left the studio with about an hour and 45 minutes earlier. Those are the big reasons why I think the prosecution is pretty much proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, again, we haven't heard the state's case. I mean, the defense's case. The defense has got to put on something to convince me that he didn't do it. There has to be some reasonable explanation. Like when they're going to have to show me that he got out of the van at some point, that somebody else got in the van, that somebody else did it, that somebody else got out of the van before they drove to the hospital. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, I completely agree.
Give us your thoughts, Chandler.
I completely agree. Well, I think the forensic evidence is the strongest, and I think that everything else, I mean, it's important to establish that the phone does belong to him, of course, and I think that has been done at this point. I don't understand why he wouldn't have gone to the hospital. If it was indeed a drive-by shooting, why didn't he get injured? Why didn't he get shot? Give us an explanation for why he wasn't in the van at the time of the shooting. And then the way that it's very clear that that the bullets shot through in a way that, they weren't curved, they weren't moving, they were obviously stationary, so the vehicle was stationary. It seems very much like they were shot from the inside of the vehicle by the person who was sitting in that seat. And unless somebody got into that position and they swapped seats for some reason, it was Melly. We saw him sitting there. So I see it's very clear. It's like somebody, shot them from the inside. They got out. They tried to make it look like a drive-by and shot from the outside when the car was sitting still. I don't see any other explanation for it. I would love for the defense to show an alternative, but at this point, I don't have reasonable doubt. Personally, I feel like the state has proven their case. And I'm not really very pro-state, so that takes a lot for me to be convinced.
I mean, to me, it's not an absolute slam dunk case, but I think they've proven just over the line of a reasonable doubt. I really can't think of any reasonable scenario to counter the evidence that's been presented by the state.
No, it seems pretty airtight.
Let's close down this poll and do a guilty, not. Well, because what we've got here is not guilty, guilty and give him the death penalty, or guilty and give him life in prison. That's what we need to look at. American Dreamer, don't kill Melly. The driver did it. That's possible, but the state has to, the defense has to give me a reasonable explanation as to how he did it. When did Melly get out? Yeah, there has to be something.
How did the driver do it? I don't understand. There's no.
Well, Melly could have got out. They could have parked somewhere. He could have gone back and said, "Hey guys, look at this! Bang, bang, bang!" And then, that's possible. But show me how it's reasonable to assume that.
I don't think it makes sense for the driver to do it when the driver was driving. But
well, the vehicle was stopped. Anyway, hit the like and subscribe button, and guess what? The next prosecution trick will be. We're going to end this poll. 11% of you said the prosecution's next trick will be go full Dullazal and be NAACP president. 20% of you said their next trick will be to get Melly convicted. 23% of you said the next trick will be to lick a random baby in the gallery. I don't know why, I just like that one. I built my whole poll around that one. And 45% said bring Kanye on in a mask to testify. Let's wrap that up and let's ask you all 789 of you currently watching, and 557. We're just about 43 away from the goal of 600 likes. 600 likes. Please, while on this break, it takes less than a second to click the like button. And I'm going to set up the poll. Start a poll. Like. Subscribe. And vote. Vote. Melly is guilty. Give me death. Give him death. Guilty. Give him life. It's alive. Guilty. Give him life. Oh, we're back in court here. The jury is coming in. So I got to hurry up here. They're just standing up. Hang on here. Give him life. And not guilty. You are free. Go. No, don't have room for go with God. You are free. All right, there we go. Ask the community, and let's bring back up the trial.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, our witness, Detective Mark Hardy remains on the stand. Counsel, if you're ready to continue with your cross, you may.
Thank you. I think we were on October 27th, but I want to go back to October 26th. Yes.
AMC, Lincoln Kane has moved to his partner Sherry's channel. He's going to be doing a relaunch of that in the very near future. Lincoln Kane is still alive and well. He'll be up and running. He's been doing some tests on his partner's channel. He's going to apparently do that full time now. More details to come.
For the Jeep. Yes, sir. And in fact, the Jeep is searched on October 26th, correct? Yes, sir. And the purpose of that was to photograph it, correct? Yes, sir. Process it for fingerprints and DNA, correct? And to collect all the physical evidence within inside the Jeep that could lead to who did this, correct? Correct. And that was done over several hours. Correct? Yes, sir. In fact, it was done by at least 2 crime scene technicians.
No, it's not plywood behind it. It's some other kind of rod and lumber rod. Rob he corrected me on because I thought it was press board, and he got really mad when I said that. So.
There was also
something that's not press board.
I'm not a wood expert, so you have to ask Rob.
Rob is. Rob's an expert on wood.
He knows. He's the wood daddy, so wood daddy stack. He
several people, correct? Yes, sir. That you ended up interviewing over the course of this investigation, correct? Yes, sir. Did you, in fact, search the red Mitsubishi at any time?
Michael Caine.
Did you, in fact,
Michael Caine.
process
Michael Caine.
the red Mitsubishi
Fantastic
to
Cockney
get
actor.
fingerprints to determine who was inside that vehicle?
No, sir.
It's not
Had
particle
you
board.
done that,
That's what I said it was. I said it was particle board, and he yelled at
you
me.
could have
I thought it might be
obtained
particle board.
DNA.
I'm not sure.
It was like BPC or something like that. He called. I don't know what the fuck it was.
I don't even know what it is.
But he yelled at me because I called it particle
If you
board.
did that,
I've been calling it particle board. I really don't know what it is.
Yeah.
that
He
could
yelled at me.
verify, would it not,
Well, I think I have to leave.
whether or not.
You're gonna leave us?
inside
Yeah,
that.
I have to go.
Not necessarily.
All right, Chandler has things to do. She gave us much more time than I expected.
Possibly, yes.
Thank you so much, Chandler, for being here.
Always.
Go do your thing.
I'll see you tomorrow, most likely.
I hope so.
All right. Enjoy.
Have an
the
awesome
day.
day.
27th.
Thanks.
I
Bye,
think
everybody.
we were gonna have. You interviewed, as you've indicated, Dontavius Withers again, correct?
Yes, sir.
At the end of October 27th, Melly was not in the Jeep during the shooting, according to your investigation, correct?
Repeat that question.
At the end of October 27th,
This is
your
important.
information indicated that this young man was not in the Jeep at that time when the shootings occurred, correct?
That was based upon the false statement of Dontavius Withers.
You say false statement.
Mm.
You have Cortland Henry who told you this, that he wasn't there, correct? Statement.
This is important. It's semantics. Saying your investigation indicates he wasn't there, meaning the people you investigated, the people you questioned, said that he was not there.
The day
That doesn't mean he wasn't there. It
of
just means the
going to
people
the
that the prosecution talked to,
that
the people that the detective talked to, said he wasn't there.
Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams went to the flea market.
I don't know which two went. I could have sworn Dontavius went to the flea market. This maybe it was Chris Thomas and Anthony Williams.
And you've already indicated you don't go there to verify or prove or disprove.
Correct.
Hmm.
On October 31st is when you obtained a warrant on David Hedgepodge Twitter, I think he testified. All right,
Yes, sir. You said October
31st,
Yes, sir.
Halloween day. Correct?
Yes, sir.
But you don't interview him until 2 or 3 years later.
Correct.
On November 1st, you again searched the Jeep, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that's the second time you've searched this vehicle, correct?
Yes, sir.
26th. And now November 1st, correct?
Correct.
And again, that is to collect any evidence, process it. If you missed any evidence,
No, so if my recollection stands correct, the second search warrant was for a trajectory analysis being conducted by Mr. Kelly.
on November 2nd, you interviewed, do you not, Christopher Thomas Sr.
On which date?
November 2nd.
November 2nd, Chris Thomas Sr.
Yes.
Oh, at the funeral, yes, sir.
And without telling us what it is, what he told you, you discovered there was a problem.
Hearsay.
Sustained.
Got him. That was
Did you
hearsay. Yeah.
find out that Christopher Thomas
Nope, not yet.
Sr.
This is still the prosecution's case, just
Had
cross-examination.
with Anthony Williams?
Sustained.
Apparently, the argument is he didn't consider everyone on Earth a suspect.
Do you ever investigate Anthony Williams Sr.?
Can you repeat that question, sir?
Do you ever investigate Anthony Williams Sr.? Christopher Thomas, I'm sorry. Sr.
No, sir.
You didn't investigate one of the victim's fathers? Okay, defense guy, you might be pushing it here. If you start suggesting that the father of one of the deceased people committed the murders, risky, risky, risky.
On November 18th, based upon your phone analysis, and going through the various phones, you get some mapping that the shooting may have occurred at a trailer park. Correct.
One cell phone, the cell phone of Chris Thomas, hit off of a cell tower near a trailer park, Holiday Park. But we didn't have anything to accompany those other than a cell site in the sector. So that was all we had to work with at that point, was that one general area.
Could you answer my question? On November 18th, based upon whatever analysis, you go to Holiday Park, trailer park, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's based upon some analysis of a phone, correct?
Of a cell tower, cell site, yes, sir.
You find absolutely nothing.
Correct.
And you learn that basically you went on a wild goose chase based upon your analysis of that one phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
Approximately 1 month later, on November 21st, you find the scene with the 8 casings, 8 projectiles.
8 spent casings, sir. Projectiles and casings are different.
I get those terms confused. I apologize. And we saw about 50 pictures of those 8, what are they?
Casings.
Casings. Right?
Yes, sir.
Looking at the south end, the north end, the east end, and the west end, right?
Yes, sir.
Seven days later, do you search the Jeep again?
I'm not sure when we went back to the Jeep.
If I showed you something that would refresh your recollection?
Yes, sir.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yes.
Wow, the prosecution seems to be holding strong here. The defense seems to have lost the plot a little bit. They're taking the blunderbuss approach. They're just shooting, they're just blasting a shotgun into the wild and hoping something hits something else. They don't have a lot to work with. I think they're doing the best they can.
Yeah, just identify what you're working with.
I'm looking at a report and a timeline. Yeah.
Yes.
Belief, trajectory rise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So on 11/28, you go back to the Jeep for the third time, correct?
Yes, sir.
On December 4th, based upon the analysis of various phones or whatever, you, along with Miami-Dade Police and ATF, search a canal off of I-75, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was based on some pinging or mapping of the 9807 phone, correct?
It was not the pinging, that's the proper terminology. It was the true call data, which placed the phone near the C9 canal.
And both Miramar Police, Miami-Dade Police, and ATF, after searching the canal, find absolutely nothing.
Correct.
December 5th of 18, you meet with the medical examiner, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, approximately 3 months later, January 27th of 19, you execute a warrant on an apartment located at 5700 Tuscan Place, apartment number 307, Margate, Florida, correct?
It was the 28th, sir.
The 28th, not the 27th?
Correct, sir.
Okay, I stand correct. On January 28th, you execute a warrant on that apartment.
Yes, sir.
That is an apartment belonging to Jameson Francois and then Adira Scott, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's the same Jameson Francois that had some 16 million in his account. We're talking about the same person, correct?
Yes, sir.
You go there 3 months after the shooting with BSO officers, correct?
Yes, sir.
ATF officers,
Yes, sir.
K9 officers,
Yes, sir.
and the SWAT team.
Yes, sir.
In that apartment owned by or rented by Jameson Francois, you find a 40 caliber round, do you not?
Yes, sir.
You also find a storage key, correct?
Yes, sir.
That leads to a locker, a storage locker, correct?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Valhalla, we were wondering where you were a minute ago. It's getting ready to send you a message, seeing what was
A
up.
search warrant on that locker.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Captain, have fun. Good to see
I
you.
think it's storage unit 5, if I can read my writing, 509, located on South State Road 7 in Margate, correct?
Correct, sir.
What's up, Shake
Now,
and Bake?
I noticed it wasn't mentioned, or maybe I missed it. But in that locker, you found, did you not, a black holster, correct?
Yes, sir.
You found another black holster with a Glock back strap on it.
Yes, sir.
Found a black strap on.
And a black holster with a magazine holder.
Yes, sir.
And various gun locks, correct?
Yes, sir.
No guns.
No guns.
Without telling us, you never, ever interviewed Jameson Francois to ask him about the 3 black holsters found in that locker, correct?
I interviewed him after that incident.
You never asked him about those black holsters found in there, correct?
They don't even need to prove it's gang related, I think.
You're not sure.
They just need to find him guilty and then
never
they vote, I think.
asked him about the gun locks, correct?
Correct.
And you never, ever, as we sit here today, know where those guns that were locked in his storage unit are, correct?
Correct.
And then on January 27th, I think you testified, Cortland Henry was arrested in Texas, correct?
Correct, sir.
You went out there, correct?
Yes, sir.
You knew he had a lawyer, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you
Woohoo!
went
600
out
likes.
there
Thank you, everybody.
to question him.
602
despite the
to be
fact
exact.
that
Thank you so
were
much.
aware that he had a lawyer, correct?
Maybe a French?
Sure.
What's the objection may we approach? Just say what your objection is. Well, as long as we're talking about Portland, what I think has happened, what I think is going to happen, and what I've been saying I think is going to happen, is this guy is going to get off the stand, and then I think the prosecution is going to call Portland as they're going to call Portland, not Portland, Portland as a witness. I think that fucker's flipped. I think Portland has flipped because it makes no sense otherwise. He is also charged as a co-defendant for 2 counts of first-degree murder. He is out on bail. He posted bail to get out of jail on 2 counts of premeditated murder. Not only that, his bail was only $90,000. $90,000 bail for allegedly murdering 2 people. Whereas you have other people for lesser crimes that have millions of dollars of bail set. So to me, that signals that he has flipped. He is going to testify for the prosecution. Borland's trial is scheduled to start on October 3rd. So I think he's reached a plea deal. His deal is if he's going to testify, and then there's going to be a lenient sentence. He's going to get a chunk of years, but he'll get out. And I think that's it. I think he's going to testify. I think he's flipped, and I think he's going to testify. That is the only scenario that makes sense. Is that all? I don't have $90,000, but see, JKD Buck, what you do is you go to a bail bondsman, and they charge you 10% of the bond price. So basically, he has to go to a bail bondsman and pay $9,000 to buy a $90,000 bond. So it cost him $9,000 to get out of jail on a double first-degree murder charge. So yeah, to me, that is a clear indication that he's flipped and he's going to testify for the prosecution.
Yes. You went out there, sir.
Yes, sir.
Knowing you had a lawyer, correct?
Yes.
And you went out there to question him about this case, correct?
His rights were never invoked.
In fact, you were escorted out of the jail because the yelling between you and he got so loud that the guards asked you to leave, correct?
No, sir, that's a false statement.
False statement. Now, there came a time.
Not yet. Fireworks assertions.
That you issued a warrant.
Yeah, Bortland is going to
for this young
testify.
man's arrest,
Bortland
correct?
will testify. I would bet good money on
Yes.
Bortland testifying.
And the people that generally execute that warrant are the U.S. Marshals.
Yes, sir.
And you gave them a picture of this young man, which is, of course, standard operating procedure, correct?
Yes, sir.
And they, in fact, based upon the picture that you gave them, took someone into custody for a short period of time.
Sustained.
The person that the marshals took into custody,
Sustained objection.
do you know the person that the marshals took into custody based upon your picture that you provided?
I sustained objection.
Your Honor, it's
Still
further
opposed.
instruction.
Counsel, ask your next question.
Oh, lawyer's getting frustrated because he can't get the question out.
Melly voluntarily surrendered, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, they're not going to drop the murder charges. They're just going to give him a very reduced
Another
sentence, I think.
On US 27 and Johnson Street, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's also based upon your so-called analysis of various items that you looked at, correct?
Nah, reduced sentence.
Tell this jury what you found.
Nothing.
Maybe approach?
Sure.
Oh, he's getting frustrated because he can't get a question out without it being objected to. I know what he's trying to do, but it's not working. He's trying to say you arrested someone else for this in the beginning, and then you let him out, and then our guy voluntarily came in returned himself in as somehow as evidence of his innocence. But come on, Elaine.
May I proceed?
Please.
On February 25th, you
Dexy's Midnight
execute
Runners. Come on,
a
Eileen.
warrant
Great song.
on Jameson Francois' car, correct?
Yes, sir.
That was a 2016 Kia.
Kia Optima. Kia, yes, sir.
And find
Hey, I'll be right back. Hang on.
relevant to this case, correct?
Correct.
No blood stain at all, correct?
Correct.
Nothing pertinent to this case.
Correct.
On February 28th of 19, you along with the assistance of, I think, the state, bring Jameson Francois into the state attorney's office, correct?
Yes.
And miraculously, you get this phone 9807
Yes, sir.
from Mr.
It is Eileen.
Jameson Francois, correct?
Yes.
But we were making fun of Elaine Brederhoff from the Johnny Depp trial. Jokes aren't funny if you have to explain them.
You have, as we sit here today, no idea how long he had that phone, correct?
That's not true, sir. We kind of from the interviews in the cell, in the interview from the jail calls tell us when it was, when the defendant talked to his mother and told her they need to get the phone over to track, which was Jameson Francois. So it was right about that time that we got transferred over.
May I have one moment? Or this would be a good time to break for lunch. So I can look.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take our lunch and recess now. We not discuss the case, don't form any opinion about the case, don't allow anyone to discuss the case in your presence or no research. We'll see everybody back at 1:15.
1:15, so an hour and 15 minutes from now, lunch will be over and they will start the afternoon session.
All right, let the record reflect the jury stepped down. Counsel remain along with the defendant. Counsel, I'm not trying to rush you or anything like that, but how long do you think you have on your cross approximately?
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
And let me look at my notes.
All right, he's asking how long they have left on the cross-examination. What's his answer?
I'd say between an hour and a half to 2, hopefully closer to an hour.
So how much redirect you might have?
30 minutes or so?
Pardon me?
30 minutes or so?
So, we can call in your witnesses now?
Yeah.
So are you gonna have witnesses this afternoon, get somebody in here?
We would ask to start our case tomorrow morning, if that's possible.
It's always possible.
All right, thank you.
What about witnesses today, though? You don't think that there's, you have somebody available, and I know you know, there's issues with experts, I'm not talking about experts.
No, we would need till tomorrow.
You need to.
Yes, sir. I'm not trying to be difficult there. I didn't anticipate, we did not anticipate the state would be that brief this morning with the detective.
So you call, assuming, you know, that that it goes as planned today with great.
We'll be ready to rock and roll tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
Okay, all right. Anything to discuss, Council?
The council be so kind as to tell me who they are calling, as I've been gracious enough to tell them.
We will.
We will,
when we make a final decision. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
all right. Have a nice lunch, we'll recess.
Huh, no Borland. No Borland. I'm surprised. I am genuinely surprised. Now, some of you called it in chat. You're right. I'm wrong. I genuinely thought he was going to flip and they were going to call it. I don't know. I don't have a fucking idea why he's out on $90,000 bail for 2 first-degree murder trials if he's not testifying. That makes no sense to me. But, whatever. All right, that's what they've said. So the prosecution has 1 to 2 hours of cross-examination left. And I'm sorry, the defense has 1 to 2 hours of cross-examination left. The prosecution has about 30 minutes of redirect. So we're looking at 1.5 to 2.5 hours left today. And then the defense will start their case tomorrow. Huh. Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. We have about 1 hour and 10 minutes because I'm going to take a bit of a nap. It's right now here in Korea, it's 1 a.m. I'm going to take a nap to about 2 a.m. I'm going to try. If I wake up, I will do the afternoon session. So stand by and see if I wake up. If I don't wake up, we'll catch up tomorrow. But we have such a short amount of testimony, like an hour and a half, 2.5 hours of testimony. I'm going to try to wake up again and just power through because we have to get ready. I have to get into trial mode for Taylor's business starting on Monday. We are D-7 days away from Taylor's business trial. You are not going to want to miss the Taylor's business trial right here on my channel. Make sure you come here for that. I don't care if this trial's over or not on Monday. We're going to abandon the shit out of this trial and we're going to go straight into Taylor's business, accused of first-degree murder, mutilation of a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault because after she murdered her boyfriend allegedly and chopped his body up into little pieces, she did things to his junk on his body after he was dead for about 3 hours. She used a dildo on his mouth and nether regions, and then she chopped off his junk and left it in a bucket with his head and scattered body parts around the house. We are not going to want to miss this trial starting next Monday. So that's what we're doing. We're D-7 days away from Taylor's business. Thursday and Friday. I don't think we can do it all in one day. So Thursday and Friday of this week, we're going to do some Taylor's business catch up. We're going to do some pre-trial on Taylor's business. Don't miss that. But I'm going to cut this short here now. We're going to go take a little bit of a nap, and hopefully I will wake up in an hour. I'm going to set about 5 different alarms and try to wake up. Yes. No. She used her mouth on his deceased junk for about 3 hours, playing with him. And yeah, well, she did put the dildo in his mouth and in his anus. Yeah. So yeah, it's Taylor's business is a freaky trial. We have we're going to be looking at the charging documents where they detail all of the horrific things she did to him, that she told the police she did. We're going to look at a motion to suppress evidence. They wanted the defense. They made a motion to suppress evidence that was picked up during a search warrant, which the judge rejected. And we're going to be looking at a motion that the defense made to dismiss the sexual assault charges. Why? What was their grounds? They said, well, it can't be sexual assault because he was dead at the time she did things to his body. So he does not fit the legal definition of a person. He wasn't a legal person at the time she did these things to his body, and she chopped off his junk. So therefore, it can't be sexual assault within the definition of the law. That was her argument. That was the defense's argument. It can't be SA because he did not meet the legal definition of a person because he was dead. The judge dismissed that, of course, and there is one final obstacle. There's one final hurdle to clear. Friday, the morning of jury selection is going to begin on Friday. The morning of jury selection, they're going to be hearing from the prosecution's psychologist who's going to testify as to whether or not he is fit to stand trial. The defense, she's undergone 4 evaluations already. The first 3 said she was competent to stand trial. The last one was an expert paid by the defense to testify that the defendant is not fit to stand trial. Not a surprise that the defense expert would testify that the defendant is not competent to stand trial. The judge is going to rely on whatever it is that the state's the state psychologist says on Friday. We'll find out about that. Friday is the go or die day, but I think they're going to do it. This judge wants to go forward with the trial. I think they're going to do it. So stand by. D-7 days away from Taylor's business. Do not miss it. But check your streams. Check around. 1 hour from now, I'm going to probably upload something if I'm awake. If not, I apologize. I'm sleeping more peacefully than Strawberry over here. I'm either going to be awake or asleep. If I'm asleep, we'll catch up tomorrow. Other than that, everybody, take care. Thank you, mods, for being so super moddy. Thank you, chat. The Vice Squad chat is the best chat. Tell all your friends about the channel. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Did we pick up any subscribers today? That's the big question. Let's check. We needed 13 people to get to 50. Oh, we did. We picked up 3 subscribers. We need 10 subscribers. All we need. Oh, damn it. All we need is 10 more subscribers to get to 53,900. 10 of you, 617 of you. I'm sure 10 of you haven't subscribed to the channel. Get down there and hit that subscribe button on the way out. So let's see how we did on the guilty or innocence or what poll here. This is the last thing we got to do. 20% of you said not guilty. 54% of you said give him life, he's guilty. And 27% said guilty, give him death. I sit in the guilty, give him life seat myself right now. I'm still open to the defense putting on a case that convinces me or gives me a reasonable doubt that he didn't do this. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Ricada's not stealing my stream. If Ricada streams it, that's up to Ricada. I'm here. I'm not Ricada's bitch. I'm not Nick's bitch. You know, I don't care. Nick is Nick. You know, we just tell everybody to come over here. Nick will do his thing. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm only Nick's bitch on the other trials, not this one. I've been following this trial to Nick's attention, so you know it doesn't matter. It's all in good fun. We don't care. Ricada's going to be my bitch for this. I wish, but I mean, it's not true, but I wish. He'll still have a bajillion. See, Nick could tie his shoes and get 13,000 viewers. But I'm going to have you. You all are going to be here because you are the hardcore Vice Squad. You're the guys I love. We're going to be here. And don't worry, Nick and I still love each other. Yes, Nick is the Pope of LawTube Inc., but it doesn't matter. We're going to be here. It's going to be fun. And I told Nick that if there's some days he can't, if he covers it and there's some days he can't send people here. And if he doesn't cover it, he's welcome on my stream. I've already sent out the invite to Nick to join me on my stream. We'll see how it goes. We'll have other people. It doesn't matter. We're going to have fun over here. I want to do this trial, and we're going to do it gavel to gavel live, the entire thing. I've got my schedule worked out. I'm going to stay awake all night. We're going to do this. And then in the morning, I'll just go to work. I'll come home. I'll sleep for about 5 hours after work, and then we'll do it all again. We're not going to miss this. I'm going to do it gavel to gavel. Shabusiness is going to be my trial. So tell all your friends about it. Post it on all your social media. Send them over here to Legal Vices because this Taylor Shabusiness trial is going to be off the hook. It's going to be fun. All right, everybody. We'll see you. Hopefully in about 45 minutes. Let me get to sleep. Let me see if I can wake up. Check back at the top of the hour to see if I'm here. If I'm here, we'll do it. We'll do it until the prosecution rests, and we'll call it a day. All right, everybody. Take care. Love you all. Again, mods, thank you so much for doing moddy stuff. You guys are the greatest. Legal Vices chat, you're the greatest. Thank you so much for the generosity. Thank you for Strawberry for sleeping over there, and thank you, Yoda, for not sleeping over here. We'll see you hopefully in 45 minutes. Love you all. Vice Racks saying whatever you do, whoever you do it with, and et cetera, make sure you always enjoy your legal vices. Whoa, Aaron. Sorry, Aaron had one chat. I just caught this out of the corner of my eye. Those super chats get me in trouble with the wife, but it's OSB board. Hey, Mrs. Aaron, thank you so much for being a super supporter of this channel, and thank you for allowing your magnificent, wonderful, awesome husband, who has the greatest wife ever on planet Earth, to give some super chats to the channel. And yes, it's OSB board that was behind Chandler, not particle board. We don't need to see Yoda's junk. Let's move the camera over here. All right, everybody. Legal Vices. Law Rack saying enjoy your legal vices. I'm out. Cheers. Peace.